Boom. It is Beverly Hills Friday, folks. This is Ryan Bailey from So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey, and you're in the right place because this is where we talk all things Beverly Hills today. Our Beverly Hills recap. Real quick, I want to have a special guest. This is for the YouTube audience. Brooklyn, this is my dog, Brooklyn. She wanted, say something. I love this show. she was wanting to crawl on my lap, you guys. So this week has been a great week. I hope it's been a great week for you. So many good guests. We finished the Kardashians last night. I know a lot of you guys are excited about that, but I really will miss talking about them. I missed the Scott. I'm going to miss doing Scott's voice. I'm going to find some way to keep doing that. If you're here joining us for the first time, welcome. It's going to be okay. I swear. You just settle in. This is going to be probably a long one, like as I tend to make all of these things long, but we got a lot to talk about. Life is wild. Real quick thought I want to hit you with right out of I was just thinking about this when I took her to go poopies a second ago. She did a good poopies, but good poopies. Yeah. Do you ever do that? If I have my dog and I'm walking my dog, you'll just see a strange man walking around going, go poopies, good poopies. No, I've never said poopies to any kind of human person, but for a dog, somehow I throw poopies in there, and then you can only get treats if you do poopies. Treats are for closers. If you do the poopy, you get a treat. I'm saying the TREAT word too much. She's getting a little aggravated. She already got a TREAT. This is the thought that I was having on the poopy walk is, so this thing called crypto, right? You guys, the crypto NFT market, which I've said now for, I think since this show's inception, I was like, I don't get it. Feels like another way they just invented to make some sort of money. Well, anyways, the crypto and NFT market, I guess, has been crashing. I mean, everything's kind of seems like it's crashing, but the crypto market especially has lost so much in value. Bitcoin dipped below $20,000 for the first time in a long time. And I was thinking about it in terms of Beverly Hills. Like Beverly Hills this season, I'm loving it because I love the minutia of it. I love these small moments that we're going to talk about. I love the characters, but in a sense, it's like the crypto NFT market is that we're talking about things that don't really exist. I mean, they exist, but not in the world of a show. Like we always want to, on these reality shows, we want to show, not tell. Right. But we end up getting a lot of tell, not show. This week, as an example, Crystal's 14 friends that she supposedly lost. We've not met one of these friends, yet everybody's heard about these 14 friends Crystal has lost. To me, that's like kind of bullshit because it's like the crypto NFT market. It kind of doesn't exist. You can kind of bring it up and it might have an argument. You might have like one good episode about it. I swear to God, if they bring this into next week's episode, if I have to hear about Crystal's 14 friends 4 episodes from now, I'm gone. That's not true. I will stay exactly where I am, but I will not be happy about it. But I think that's one of the interesting things, and you got to watch out on reality shows, is you have this powerful medium of storytelling through visual images. So show us through visual images. If you want to bring out Crystal's 14 friends, a la like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette or something, and we get to meet each one of these 14 ladies, then I'm all in. But 14 people that we've never met, it's like Ramona's 50 friends from Real Housewives of New York. Remember when she had her birthday party? She's like, I have 50 girlfriends, and I had them all pitch in and buy me a purse. And she was collecting money for the purse. And she was so enthralled and ecstatic when she got the purse. That was a great episode. Remember then Leah was drinking at the time. It was the first season with Leah McSweeney. And she started stomping on the mirrored table. And Ramona was like, stop filming. No. Awesome. Love it. I know my dog's so scared of me when I do stuff like this, podcasting. But I think it's just one of those things. You have so much good stuff there. Like you have these ladies in each other's spaces and we have stuff to talk about relationship wise between the two. Like Erika this week is trying to point in every direction but herself. Not Erika. Like,
now, what's going on, everybody? I have problems with everybody. Oh, really? You have an issue with this person? Well, let's talk about it.
All of a sudden, she's like Judge Erika Jayne. And I'm like, who the fuck even asked you, first off? Like, I wouldn't even trust her to like judge like a preschool talent show. Like, I like wouldn't even, it makes no sense that all of a sudden people are like, well, that's fascinating, Erika. Like, would you would you ever, like, honestly, would you ever take advice from Erika? Like, you would let her speak because you'd be like, oh, this is a story to tell people about later. But would you ever take it to heart? Would you ever be like, Erika made some good points? No, it would be like a silly, like, guess who like fucking monologued at me tonight. And which is hysterical because she's in all sorts of trouble, which I have a story to tell you in a second about her tax issues. Wow. Anyways, let's go over some pop culture stories before we get into that. Remember, like I said earlier, this is on YouTube, you guys. You guys have been showing up for me on YouTube, and it's a little dribs and drabs. That Heather McDonald one, man, Heather McDonald has the best effing fan base ever. I'm trying, like, I have a great fan base, but my God, like that one got like 8,000 views like overnight. And I'm like, that, I mean, wow. Wow. So if anybody still is here from Juicy Scoopers or Juicy Scoop, you call yourselves Juicy Scoopers. I'm a Juicy Scooper. Thank you. Thank you for even being here. But my God, what a great fan base that is. So if you haven't, take some time to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are so close now to hitting 4,000 hours, which is just so cool. Like, hopefully by the end of next week, we'll hit it. And Maritza's doing amazing graphics. Sandra's booking great guests. I mean, you know, things are messy. Things are like, today was a wild day, you guys. So I don't know what I'm allowed to say with this, but I'm doing another project with Natalie Pouchet. I don't know if you've listened to her podcast before or follow her, but she's awesome. And we're doing another show, which I'll be able to talk about pretty soon. But we went into a studio to record it. And by the way, Natalie, do you know Natalie used to be Heather Dubrow's ex-assistant and used to be on Heather Dubrow's podcast? Which, I mean, when I first started, I had no idea, but she is so awesome. I can't wait to show you, tell you what we're doing. Hopefully it'll kind of be something cool for you guys as well. So I went and did that today, and then I was getting my dog Brooklyn, who's right here on my lap, and it's always exciting when I get Brooklyn. And but then, so last week I told you guys that Juliana Carraza, she took the best Real Housewives of Beverly Hills notes. She transcribed the entire episode. Now I do that usually, like I do it for Kardashians, I do it for any episode. And it's really time consuming. She'll tell you it's time consuming because it's think how annoying it is to watch the episode and then to watch it and pause, rewind. And you're rewinding it to get like,
What did Erika exactly say?
you know, like, I'm Lisa Rinna. You know, you're doing it to get these little moments, and I'm typing like everything that they say. A lot of people don't do that, and it's probably not necessary, but for some reason I'm like, I need to bathe in this stuff. I need to bathe in these episodes. So she did it the last 2 weeks, and the first week was awesome. Second week it was even better. And then I got this message. So I was sitting there going, I'm waiting for her notes, and then I was like, I'll watch it one more time and just go over her notes and do like a pass with any additional notes I want to throw in. I was like, that's great, because I'm already exhausted from the week. Like, it's just been a wild week in terms of like content, getting things out there, personal stuff. So that I get a text, or she calls, but I was on a thing, and she says, hey, I just spent hours and hours doing this, and all of a sudden the file has disappeared. The file has disappeared. I was saving it. I don't know what happened. And I was like, oh shit. The only reason I don't panic in any, well, first off, I don't panic because it's reality shows, but it's her time. So that made me really sad for her. But if you guys have been listening from the beginning, I don't know if you guys remember when I would lose whole shows. Like I would make some mistake in GarageBand and I would delete entire episodes like at 3 a.m, or it would break my computer. Like I've failed so much at this, and not fail because I'm still here, but you know what, like just screw ups. Like it was like, I always compare, it's like bad news bears with me at all times. So I was like, oh man. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll get into it and start doing it. It took me 3 hours to get these notes. And because you're trying to type so fast and then you end up screwing up like just little spelling mistakes or whatever. So Juliana, thank you so much. She goes, I did the last like half hour I tried to, and I had done the whole show. So I'm going to have double notes for that last half. So you get ready. It's going to knock you off your coal mining asses, you guys. That's called the bad boy of podcasting. Somebody that takes notes, detailed notes on a housewives. That's a bad boy. That's the kind of person your parents warned you about. Who's this dude that takes full notes on it? Like, you know how dangerous that is? Yeah. He says he's a bad boy, Mom. Like, that's what he claims. He is a bad boy. And I'm like, I don't make no claims. You think I spend 3 hours writing a transcript for Beverly Hills and I'm not a badass? I'm certified. I'm 100% USDA badass. I love you so much. I love you. So thank you to Juliana. Sorry about the headache. I also want to say a special thanks. I said on the podcast the other day, I hate to use the podcast for anything like this, but my nephew, who I dearly love, his parents reached out to me for a PS5, a PlayStation 5. And one of the listeners actually came through. I don't know if I'm allowed to read her name. Well, it's Caitlin Irving. I'm so sorry, Caitlin, if I'm not allowed, but I'm not a free PlayStation. We're paying for it, but I guess they're hard to get. I'm a bad boy, but I'm not much of a guy's guy, so I don't really know video gaming systems, but supposedly it's really cool. And I think it's going to make his whole year. And then he's going to love me. And then that's going to make me feel good about myself and everything will be good in the world. So Caitlin, thank you. I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow to get that shipped out to him. Okay, to YouTube, Patreon, you guys, we're doing a live for Patreon subscribers, a live YouTube. We'll send you a private link right before the show. That's on the 29th, I believe. We'll all be partying together over there on the Patreon through YouTube. So sign up if you want to be a part of that. We got a couple more episodes coming out this weekend, I'm sorry. And I think that's it. Can we get into it? Are you cool? So yesterday I said Beyonce's new album is coming out July 27th, I believe. And Beyonce, I love her. I love her so much. I would probably weep. And like that's, I don't know. I think I would get weird. I would get weird with her and I would have gotten weird with Prince. Like I would have just, I would have frozen. And her new album's coming out. And then one who doesn't want to be like, then guess who announced they're coming out with an album tonight? Drake. That's right. Drake, you guys, is coming out with a full studio album. It'll be out in the morning when you're listening to this. It's a surprise 7th album dropping at midnight, and it's called Honestly Nevermind, which I imagine is what Drake says when he finds out a girl is over 18. Hey, low blow on Drake. But seriously, he does like to date young people. So yeah, Honestly Nevermind comes out at midnight. This will be his 2nd album this year. Certified Lover Boy came out less than a year ago, which is wild. Like Donda and Certified Lover Boy came out in the same period of time, and it feels like it was so long ago. Doesn't that feel like years ago? Because the Donda listening parties, remember Kim was at, and Kanye asked her to be in their wedding dress, and they would do those stadium listening parties where you would kind of half perform. Very odd. We lived through that though, just like the COVID and the quarantine and all of that stuff. So yeah, Drake's album comes out tonight. So that's very exciting. Speaking of people that like young ladies, Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend, Camilla Morano, I believe. She turns 25 today. So shout out to Camilla Morano. Very sad news though. Usually Leo dumps you when you're 25. So that sucks, but congrats on the 25. They've been together now since 2021. This is big for Leo. Leo is finally settling down when he's 45. And so do you guys think they're going to actually get married, or do you think Leo trades her in for a new model? Like, it is weird. Like, if you go back, like, guys, this is what's awesome, weird about pop culture is that I was a teenager, I think, when Titanic came out, and you guys, you talk about a hot streak of just dating Victoria's Secret models. This guy was Gisele Bündchen. He had like phases of all of these, like they were part of our lives. Like I remember he just dated everybody, and they were always models. They were always lanky, tall models. And this Camilla is an actor as well, supposedly. I don't think, she's not had huge success yet, but do we think he settles down? Do we think Leonardo DiCaprio ever has a child? I mean, you got to imagine he is part of the fabric of American pop culture. He truly is. Now, I guess you would compare him to like a Timothée Chalamet. But I'm always curious about his love life because he keeps it really on the down low, except that we all know about it and we all make jokes about how young of girls he dates. So maybe this is the one that really has caught him. I think he's part of the American fabric, like Tom Hanks is a part of the American cultural fabric. Now, this was a great story I saw today on TMZ. Last night, they were coming out of a screening for Elvis, and everybody's like, "Oh, Tom, sign my Wilson volleyball from Castaway." And I guess his wife slipped because in the rush, one of these autograph seekers, and he said, "Back the fuck off. That's my wife." Whoa. Tom Hanks said, "Back the fuck off." Tom's a bad boy like me, dude. You don't mess with bad boys like us, man. We come from, humble beginnings, but we will mess you up, man. Like, we're strictly middle class, folks. That's how we were raised, and we will mess you up. We'll apologize after, probably, but we will mess you up. And do not come at our friends or our family or our loved ones. But I was so I was like, look at you, Tom, telling people to shut back the fuck off. I wish you would do that with your son, Chet Hanks, that Chet Hayes or whatever his code name is. So that was I get really excited when I'm like, dude, Tom Hanks, like, I was talking about this with Chelsea Devontes, our guest this week from Celebrity Book Club, because she was saying she thinks that Tom Hanks might be like a secret dick, and it would break my heart. Like, I want him. I need somebody to be like Mr. Rogers. I need somebody to just be a good person out there. I need somebody that walks the walk, talks the talk, that always is trying to do good. And I know that's almost impossible for us as humans, because we all, of course, make mistakes. And I think, Tom Hanks has made plenty of mistakes. A lot of his movies have not even been great. Those are mistakes. Chet Hanks has not been great at times. That's potentially a mistake, but he just seems over. I love to believe in people. I love to believe in people that are sincerely, they wake up, they're happy, or even if things are going wrong, they're positive about life, because it's so hard for me to be that way. Do you guys ever feel that? Those are my heroes, the people that I want to emulate, but so cannot, because you're like, oh, maybe someday I wish I had that. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So also, when I was driving, you guys, you'll love this. When I was driving to record today at the studio, the stew, as podcasters call it, and rappers, I was driving on Melrose, got past La Brea, and on the left hand, I almost got into a massive wreck because I look up and I see a huge billboard for Rinna Beauty. And it looks like two ladies are being sexual with each other on the billboard. Turns out it's Lisa Rinna and her daughter, not Amelia. The other one, the one that's not Amelia. They're on this billboard. And I mean, my vision's going. And I was just like, whoa, they're really close together. It turns out it's a mother-daughter billboard, but it's Rinna Beauty. And I was like, you gotta, I almost wrote a stern letter to Los Angeles billboards, or I don't know who would be, what part of civil service you would write to go we need to take that down, because that's dangerous. And it's just dangerous. It's not a good vibe in that area now. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a different way on the way back, because I don't even want to be in I just felt like then they were you would tell Lisa was looking at me in the billboard. Hated it. Very, very creepy, you guys. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So let's get into some Beverly Hills news. Kyle Richards was on Watch What Happens Live last night with Andy Cohen, and Andy revealed in a snarky comment during the show, she goes, how's the breast reduction surgery? How did the breast reduction surgery go? And Kyle was like, went great. Nobody knew about it until now. Thank you. Kyle Richards got a breast reduction surgery. And I know, I know that's, I really find Kyle Richards attractive. I do. And I mean, I think everybody does, right? Kyle Richards does it for me. It really does. And it made me so sad to think that some of her boobs are gone. And I was just like, were they getting out of control? I was like, I need to talk to Kyle. And then I want to know what Mauricio thought about it. Was there a family meeting? Or was Mauricio like, let me joke up here. You want to get rid of a third of your breasts? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. I was just so sad. And then I just was like, I've been thinking about Kyle's boobs now all day long. So way to go, Andy. Also, Andy Cohen on his Instagram stories today, Ben was like, his son, Ben. And he was like, Ben, I know you want to watch Salt Lake with me, but you can. He's like, why not, Daddy? Because it's an adult show, Ben. And he's like, Daddy, Jen Shaw's guilty. She's going to go away forever. It's like, that might be so, Ben, but guilty. But but innocent until proven guilty. But this Ben kid living my dream job, being Andy Cohen's son. He's watching new episodes of Real Housewives of Salt Lake at Andy's house right now. Today, he has new episodes of Salt Lake that he will not let Ben watch, which I love that. Like, I just love that a housewife show is an adult show. It's an adult show. Like, I remember my parents saying that I couldn't watch things, but this was like way before Housewives even existed. But I love, and it touches me in a way where I almost like get sad, like Cats in the Cradle, where I'm like, Andy and the son, maybe they will never play like catch. Maybe like, hey, let's pick up and play a game of catch, son, like in that movie Field of Dreams. But maybe Ben will get to a certain age and Andy will be like, hey, son, do you want to watch a new episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? Yeah, Dad. I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. Like that would be like a cool moment. I would love if that happened. But I'm just so jealous of Ben. If anybody knows Ben personally, just tell him Ryan is extremely. Now that would be a great podcast guest. If I could get Ben, if I could get a 3-year-old on it, because that's really that's my level anyways of humor and thought. So if I could it could be my Frost versus Nixon. It could be the best interview of the year. I'd start with like a softball, like, Ben, do we like applesauce? What's our feelings on applesauce? Are we doing solids yet? And what are we doing? Did you take a poopy today? Sorry, Brooklyn. Yeah. But I could ask the hard hitting questions. Do you find Anderson Cooper annoying at times? Do you get along with Anderson Cooper's children? Is there one you don't get along with? Are you trying to emulate Blue Ivy or Northwest? Like, there's so many things I would love to know from Andy Cohen's son. And I guess only time will tell if I'll ever be able to do that interview. One of the listeners, Kara, Cara, I don't get to check all my DMs, but I saw this one and she told me last week, and it's just stuck with me all week, so much so that I made a note. She goes, I listened to your podcast, I think. She goes, and I had a sex dream about PK. We've taken it too far, you guys. Okay. PK is fine. He's a nice guy, right? Nice guy. But we're just giving up sex in our dreams so easily to PK. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we get a sex dream about PK who's like, let's go to Puta Mita. Take your pants off. Don't work on the end. Don't work on the brain. Touch my wiener. I'm like, where are we as a society that we're even having sex? You're like, listen, I don't approve of, I'm not all, but like, you can have in your dreams, you can have a dream about anybody. You could have a sex dream about anybody, and you chose PK. I would wake up and I would almost be not trusting of my own brain. I'd be like, if my brain does this kind of shit to me, where I go to sleep and all of a sudden I'm having sex dreams with PK, it would be like me having a sex dream about Lisa Rinna. Oh, speaking of that though, if you are a listener from years ago, I remember I had a sex dream about Tamra Barney from OC. Well, from the podcast. She'll potentially never be on OC again. Sorry, Tamra. I had a sex dream about Tamra, and it was horrifying. And I knew it was Tamra because, it looked like Tamra, but also because, Tamra has like a messed up belly button. If you've ever seen her, I think she's even talked about it on the show. She has a messed up belly button. That's great. We all have our crosses to bear. But I remember she was another one that had Barbie genitalia. There was nothing there. Scared the crap out of me. And I was very attracted to her in the dream. And then I woke up and I was like, whoa, I'm not attracted to Tamara in my real life. Yet in my dream, I was attractive. And we got to the point where we were taking off pants, where I saw that she had no genitalia down there. And I remember it, like, just stayed with me. I remember going to work and just like, it shook me. I was like, oh, like, what am I like? And I didn't even know who to talk to, because like, and everybody I worked with didn't watch Housewives. And I was like, they're like, what's wrong, Ryan? You didn't get a lot of sleep last night? I'm like, no, I got sleep. Just heavy sleep. A lot of dreams. I just had a 1,000-yard stare the whole day. So speaking of Tamra, this is great. It's an ongoing story with these ladies. So, and Kelly, our favorite Kelly Dodd's involved, because Kelly Dodd really honestly has no other talent or job opportunity except to run her mouth 80 miles per hour about housewives nonstop. Like, listen, I'm pathetic in a whole different way, right? But also, I was never on a housewife show where I made a full living of a housewife show. Kelly was, and Kelly now is doing I didn't even realize she had a YouTube channel. We're a YouTube war now, me and Kelly, and she's got her husband who used to be like, I know he worked for Fox News, but still, like, he used to be a real newsman, and now he's there going, let's talk about, let's get into Beverly Hills this week. And Kelly's like, and she just runs her mouth so much. And so now Tamra was on the Jeff Lewis Sirius XM radio show. Love Jeff Lewis. New show is amazing. Hollywood House Lift, it's called. So Tamra was on, and Tamra said that Andy said, well, we talked about this on the show. You can't ever be back on the show because you do a podcast talking about behind the scenes stuff. And Tamra was like, I told Andy, have you listened to it? Have you listened to it? He's like, no. Well, we can't just go around making statements if you don't listen to it, because I don't do that, which she does do that. I'm like, wait a sec. I mean, like, maybe Andy should listen to some of it, because I personally know that I've gotten sent clips of shit she's said. So anyways, then Kelly Dodd was on Jeff Lewis's show and backed up Tamra's claim and added that she also knew that a producer from Real Housewives of Orange County quit because he was allegedly assaulted by Heather and Terry DeBro, which is just like, imagine I know that's not funny if that truly happened, but also imagine telling people like Terry DeBro assaulted me. Like, I know anybody can assault, but I would feel like another sense of deep shame. Like, you let Terry DeBro, the guy from Botched, did Dr. Nassif join in? But Kelly was in there like, yeah, I heard it too. This producer said this, and Heather DeBro said she doesn't want Tamra on, and that's the real reason. And I'm like, do you listen? I know everybody's like, oh, the tea is scalding. Ooh, but at the end of the day, don't you guys isn't the overwhelming feeling when you think it's like sadness when you're like, Kelly, like, is this there's nothing else going on in your life? Like, when you start before the show, you weren't looking to get into podcasting or talk about these shows, and now it's all you have. Like, because she can't go further with it besides like YouTube and like these kind of social media things, because nobody from Extra or Access Hollywood would hire Kelly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things I keep thinking about, because I even think about my own career of like, well, I've screwed up certain things because I'm really honest. I've said some things that are probably not great about certain people that might hurt me down the line, but I'm trying to be honest to a degree. But Kelly will just run her mouth about anything. And then Tamra picks that up. Like, and it's just, there's like this cast of characters off the show that they so desperately want to get on. Like, I almost want a separate show about people off the show trying to get back on the show. It would be completely meta. But I think there's real entertainment value, because it seems like something different every day that they're trying to get in the news. Oh my God, what's Lisa Vanderpump saying to Teddy? Oh my God, check it. Like, it's something different every day, yet they kind of try to remain this. No, I'm not doing anything wrong. What are you talking about? I'm just having fun. No. And I'm like, but take this down the road with me, right? Say Tamra or Kelly get back on the show, right? Say like, okay, yeah, let's get them back on. What then? Tamra's big talent was trying to get back on the show. Like, it's almost a whole show of Tamra trying to get back on the show. You get her back on the show. What do we got? We got her son, Ryan, who legitimately scared me a lot of the times on that show. And there's no joke there. Actually, it was like, I didn't even think it was funny. Like, he scared me. Like, remember when that season where he lost all his hair because his hair didn't even want anything to do with him? Like, he was really, and if you look into that guy, really, really wild out there opinions. And I'm like, I don't want to give that dude a forum. Tamara. So you got the Eddie stuff, you got Cut Fitness, you got the podcast, which I don't think Bravo is going to promote on a show. Things would have to really kind of change in Tamara's life to make her a viable character. The only thing that she would completely have going for her is that she'd say, well, I'm fully going to stir up shit. I'll promise you that. I'll promise you that. And people are like, yeah, that's what I want. But really take that down the road a little bit more. If you're then on that show, do you trust Tamara at all? Do you ever say anything to Tamara? I don't know. So I know she'll be back in some form. She's on Ultimate Girls Trip season 2, which is going to be awesome. Like, now that I will love to see everybody. I'd love to see Kelly Dodd on an Ultimate Girls Trip. I think that would be rad, but I think we've got to invest. And I know this is like we've got to invest in infrastructure. We've got to invest in new ladies that we fall in love with. We can't just we'll always have these other ladies and they'll always be magical and they're going to live in reruns forever. If you love Kelly Dodd or Tamara, guess what? You have so many seasons to go back and just bathe in those episodes. But I want new people. I want to see new wackiness. By the way, Noella, I was seeing somebody sent me in one of her stories, and it looked like she was being like hypersexual with a cake. And I was like, that's Noella. She's doing a pancake of women again. And I was like, even that, I railed on Noella during those Orange County season because I thought she was playing the game so weird. But at least it was a new person. At least it was somebody new that we got to try to get to know. And even if we do get a second season, we're going to see how much of that first season of hers was bullshit, And I think that's really worth more than who's going to be the stunt casting that we bring back for another season. I know I'm in the minority for this, you guys. I'm not, I do know I am the minority of this. Okay, so one story about Beverly Hills, Erika Jayne's tax woes, you guys. Ronald Richards has had it again. He pointed out, and this got picked up in the news, even People magazine. The headline is Erika Girardi claims she can't pay the $2.2 million she allegedly owes in taxes amid legal battles. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star's latest court filing says she's unable to pay the sum which she allegedly owes from 2019. In a new declaration filed in Los Angeles County on Tuesday and obtained by People on Thursday, Erika claims she's unable to front the $2,226,985.77 in California state taxes. That's not even federal. That she didn't pay in 2019. That's not even federal. So the filing states that Erika 50 received a notice regarding her tax payments in May of 2022. It says, I am in the midst of trying
to figure out the basis of this tax bill with the assistance of my business manager, who is also an accountant. I do not have the ability to pay the tax bill.
So the Real Housewives of Beverly stars said she didn't know if the tax board was claiming any sort of lien, which means they could garnish her wages from these housewives shows or her hair extension line or any of the other things that she has going on in this. In January, Erika was asked to turn over the diamond earrings, which were a gift from Tom Girardi. The trustees' court filings obtained by People at the time alleged that the earnings were acquired with funding from a client trust at Tom's law firm, Girardi Keese, and were written off as a tax expense. As such, the trustee requested the earrings be returned and sold in order to pay off Tom's creditors. In the recent June 14th filing, Erika stated,
I never worked at the law firm of Girardi Keese. I never managed the finances of Girardi Keese. I never had access to or knew anything about Tom Girardi or Girardi Keese managed any of their client trust accounts. At the time, based on everything I knew, TG and our marital community had extensive net worth.
So she's just keeps going on. She said, I had no reason to doubt or question the source of funds used by TG, Tom Girardi, to buy the earrings. I never knew or heard anything from anyone to the effect that any of the gifts that Tom Girardi had given me at any time, including the earrings in 2007, were bought using money that did not belong to Tom Girardi or that belonged to someone else. I do love, and by the way, all women and even men out there, remember, when you get a big gift from here on out, did you get this gift with your actual money? I just want to make sure this is, is your pocket going to be tighter because you bought this? If I find out you use client money for any of these Old Navy clothes that you so generously bought me, I'm going to be livid. So Erika also outlined her own assets, primarily her income from the Real Housewives franchise. And in this, she says she owns Mikey Minden. which I thought was weird. Like, how can you own a person? But she says she owns them. That's a joke, you guys. And added a note about her relationship with Tom 83. During our marriage, I believe that Tom Girardi and Girardi Keese were financially successful, extremely wealthy, and made large amounts of money, which is like, that's exactly why I got with him. I wouldn't have got with him otherwise. She stated, adding that Tom and his law firm handled all of our marital finances after they wed, and that she had absolutely no involvement or knowledge of their actions. So this thing, man, you guys, it is going to go on, I feel like, forever. But that is, and the 2.2, according to Ronald Richards, then he was talking about it. That's because EJ Global, the shell company that Erika created, that this money got funneled through, EJ Global has not filed taxes at all. So that 2.2 supposedly is going to easily double. And it just seems like it's hell. And I love to make fun of Erika Jayne because I truly believe she's, just even in the lack of sympathy and empathy, I've just kind of been livid and kind of grossed out by. But when I even hear that shit, I'm like, oh man, that sucks. Like, it really, I wish bad things upon her in a way, but I think bad things have already happened. And I don't know, what do you guys? Like, no, fuck it. I would just love if, like, those taxes, if anything ever is recovered, those taxes should even go to those victims, So we'll keep an eye on that, because I feel like that's never going anywhere, unfortunately. Like, as much as I would love this to be over, but also just because Erika also is annoying the shit out of me in a different way. I mean, she's multi-talented. She annoyed me last season, but this season she's finding new and exciting ways to annoy me, where I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Please go sleep with Tristan Thompson or something. Okay. And, okay. So this is, I wanted to tell you about, I got this great email, actually. So we talked a lot about EMDR in regards to Dorit, because that's the kind of therapy she was doing. And I was like, what the hell? She's holding on to like tin cans. This is like Scientology. It seemed like really, it's like, what about just therapy? Now, we had a listener, Allison, write in with this great email, and I wanted to read it. I asked for permission. So she said, I love your podcast and so appreciate your content, which reliably makes me belly laugh. You're so handsome. I love you. No, she didn't put any of that. She goes, I was listening to your most recent Beverly Hills recap and wanted to mention that EMDR therapy, the kind that Dorita's using, seems kind of silly, but it's actually administered by therapists who do traditional talk therapy as well. Folks with PhDs or licensed clinical social workers. It's a clinically proven approach for treating PTSD. So while it may look a little far out there on TV, it is a highly effective way of treating PTSD and has been found to be more effective than just talk therapy alone for patients with PTSD. I personally have done EMDR after years of talk therapy and did it while in talk therapy as well. And it was truly transformative and allowed me to heal from complex PTSD to an extent I honestly did not think was possible. I thought I'd always just have to live with my trauma on a loop, replaying it in the back of my mind. Because of EMDR, that loop is no longer on perpetual replay. You can learn more about this type of therapy in the book, The Body Keeps the Score by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. Hopefully, learning about this form of therapy might mean others who can benefit from it will learn about it. Thanks again for your content and to keep us all laughing. And I love that email. Like, first off, loved learning new things, I truly do love hearing new things. And also, you're not going to get the full story on a Beverly Hills show, but I'm glad that this person does other forms of therapy as well. And I'm so glad that it worked for you. And it's one of those things, if I was like wealthy or something like that, like, I want to try it. I want to do some EMDR therapy. I've got a list of things that I would love to heal from. And I'm not trying to make light of any situation, but like, honestly, I do wonder what's going to cure me, which that's the other thing to you guys too. Erika goes,
I'm on Lexapro. Yeah, Lexapro. Hey, Lexapro.
Lexapro, of course, is an SSRI, an antidepressant, right? Now, if you guys have been listeners to the show for a while, you guys know I am on SSRIs, antidepressants, because I deal with depression, and I went through a divorce, and there's so many other things, and I don't need to, like, this is why, and this, I'm not just willy-nilly taking it, but was one of those things that I had to search around for the right one, and I don't even know if I'm on the right one. But my experience with Lexapro, and I'll just be deep and honest with you before we get to the silly shit, is so I went on that. I was on Wellbutrin. Now, Wellbutrin is another SSR, but also I had done Wellbutrin to stop smoking for cigarette, like cessation of cigarettes. And I mean, now that was like, God, 9 or 10 years ago when I started that. So I didn't even know that was an antidepressant, but it did help me quit smoking. It did. And so then though, the divorce was happening, and I would be in these where I wouldn't be able to break out of a thought pattern. Like, you know, I would get so depressed about, and I would just, the same thought would be going through my head, or just a string of really negative thoughts would go through my head. And I was doing talk therapy, and she was like, you know what, why, well, you know, we should try. And I was like, well, let's do this first and see what we can do, because there was part of me that I was like, well, maybe I need my pain. Maybe I need this pain to be who I am. Granted, it wasn't like I was like so great with my pain. It wasn't like I was like the captain of industry with my pain. Like I wasn't living like a successful life. But I thought maybe it would screw me up, or like as an actor, it would screw me up. I wouldn't have access to my emotions. And it just became a burden to carry around these thoughts. It became a burden to be bummed out sometimes. And still to this day, like it happens, unfortunately, you know, where there'll just be days where your mind will not participate with your body, and you got a lot of stuff to do and you have to trudge through it. Like, you know, there's certain days, like yesterday, I was happy as a clam, woke up happy, wanted to do things. Yeah. Let's do this. And then today I woke up and I'm sad, and I had stuff to do and all of this stuff. And it's like, I'm used to it by now, but it's still a bummer, you know, and you're like, oh, I talk about it all the time. So anyways, during therapy, we're like, okay, finally, let actually try something. So I go on Lexapro,
Erika's.
and I was warned that it will affect your libido. And I was like, what's a libido? And she said, it will affect your libido potentially, or it does in some people. And I was like, it's not going to hurt me. What are you talking about? I'm a man of steel. I'm a bad boy. There's no way my libido is going to get affected. My libido got affected. And I don't mean, it's different, like, because Erika whole thing was like, I'm having sex. And that's a kind of, it's true, but it's also kind of a fallacy, or at least the way I experienced it was, it can't, wow, we share way too much with each other, mainly me, was that I could still get completely aroused, excited, no problem with the equipment, except couldn't finish with the equipment. This is too honest. That's why I call our friends over at BetterHelp. No, I couldn't. I remember like I had never had issues in that department ever. Like even if I had been drinking, even like there had never been issues. And I'm mainly talking about making love with myself. That's how I knew, not with other people. But I never had an issue. And so I go on this Lexapro, and I will say it was working. It would help me. I would still have those thoughts, but it would help break the cycle of them. Like I wouldn't spin out on it. It would break it. And I'd be able to move on to the next thing that I was upset about, you know, which was kind of exciting and it was helpful. But I remember then, like I couldn't, or at times you couldn't. People are just completely turning. I'm here to hear a Beverly Hills recap, dude. That's how my listeners sound. I couldn't finish, and it freaked me the fuck out because I was like, what? This is true, and I'm experiencing it. And now I'm not on Lexapro anymore. I'm on Prozac. But also I learned it was kind of like, nah, I'm not gonna, that's too personal. But I will say like, it really did help me, but it didn't affect the libido. I think it affected the last part of it, because the libido was still there. Like I found everything. I realized I probably, What did I do? Why did I even start this? Anyways, I just wanted to give a first person account with what potentially Erika was going through. The other thing, and we're going to see this next week because we saw it in a preview, is that Erika gets lit. And supposedly, because we know from the previews that Rinna's like, you gotta choose your SSRIs or alcohol. You can't do both. you know, by the way, for new people, that is exactly how Lisa Rinna sounds. Don't even comment differently because I know it's exactly how she sounds. So obviously we're seeing, and Erika, you could tell, is kind of lit even in this episode of like, yeah, I'm going to tell you this and this and this. Hey, well, let's get another drink. Hey. And I will say, on at least with my personal experience, that drinking alcohol and mixing it with antidepressants didn't make me any different in that way. I never was like off my rocker to a point where people, I mean, that I know of at least, were worried about me. I mean, they might have been generally worried about me, about the situations I was going through, but nobody ever was like, yo, too much. Like, it just never got to that point, nor did I even recognize that of like, ooh, I am flying on this Lexapro mixed with alcohol. Like, I never felt anything. Like, there was no part of SSRIs it would change it up, but I think after the first week you didn't really feel anything where it was like, ooh, this is nice, like when sometimes you'll get like one of those feel good pills like a Valium or something, you're like, ooh, nothing like that. So I found that interesting in terms of Erika, of like, wow, Erika, like, this really lights her up, like, this is like. And then I kind of made me wonder, is she actually truly on Lexapro, or is she doing other things as well? Because it just was not my experience with Lexapro. Okay. Just imagine people in the bathroom just retching, like, he's talking about not being able to finish. You guys, Beverly Hills, we love it. We're only an hour in, baby. That's what we do here. Season 12, epic season, episode 6. What is this show entitled today? It's entitled High Cries and Misty Demeanors. And we always judge these shows by their titles, or at least I do. High Cries and Misty Demeanors. High Cries and Misty Demeanors, first off, sounds like one of the worst cop teams I've ever, Cries and Demeanor coming this fall to ABC, or like, please welcome to the stage, Miss Demeanor. All right. Dollar shots for the ladies. I felt like I was like, they really reached for the stars with this title. Like, because most of the time I'm disappointed in titles. It'll be like, Trip to the Hamptons, and I'll be like, well, that's so general. Like, so I don't want to discourage, because they really shot for the fences. It's like a home run. They shot for it. It didn't land though, because it was almost too wacky. High Cries and Misty Demeanor. So all of a sudden we know we're gonna get crying, and we know we're like, Misty, I think, falls in with that crying thing. But they shot too high. Misty Demeanors. I just thought it was hysterical. So we start off these shows with what we've seen in the past. So they're like, Kyle's like, previously on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and PK is like, Dorit, why don't you take the girls out and go to, I know where you go to, Puta Mita. Puta Mita's where you go. And then Dorit's like, ladies, it's me, Dorit. PK says I should go to Puta Mita with the ladies. And Diana's my life is so ridiculous. Diana's gonna make a call to fire up the PJ. And then we get a clip of like, yay, we landed. So they've landed in Puta Mita. Then we get a scene of Rinna going, welcome, guys. And we get a shot of Rinna cleaning up the room with all the antiseptic wipes, because she's, like that. And then Diana set her team before her, like she does. And she's talking to she's like, you think we brought enough clothes? Which is just the baller move of all baller moves, to be able to send a staff ahead of you just to make sure things are the way that you want them. Of course, sadly, we dealt with last episode the passing of Lisa Rinna's mom, Lois. She says, my mom passed in hospice. It's been really hard. It hasn't really hit me. We have a scene of Kyle going, but she lived 93 and a half years, just an amazing life. And so Rinna goes, cheers to Lois. And everybody cheers. And then, of course, we have the scene from Crystal a couple of weeks back at Kyle's Palm Springs house of there was a lot more said that was really dark, Crystal says. And then we have the scene with Sutton. She's like, I'll say, I like white people, black, Chinese girls, all in my jacuzzi. I got the United Nations in my jacuzzi. That's how it should be. I'll say. And Crystal going, Garcelle, and then in a scene with Sutton going, what would Crystal find dark about a bunch of kids in your pool? And, Sutton going, I don't know. And then we have Sutton going last week to Crystal going, I just don't want any insinuation, I say, about my character. My character is fine. I come from a long lineage of amazing Stracks. So Teddy Strack and Bobby Strack and Randy Strack and Tito Strack. And then Rinna at this scene last week at the dinner goes, it's not good for you. And Sutton goes, it is not good for me. I said nothing wrong. I said nothing bad. And this was the truth, I'll say, and it's not fucking fair. And Crystal says, I didn't bring it up. And Sutton immediately fires, yes, you did. I'll say. And then we get opening. Dun, 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 dun. I don't need a spotlight. I shine just fine. I love that. I wish we could live our lives with all just an assigned tagline each year. Like we're assigned one by the government or something, like the producer of our lives gives us a tagline like, oh, yeah, I may talk on a podcast, but I see that's why I need a writer. I may talk on a podcast, but I only speak the truth in real life. It needs workshopped. So we open up and her assistant comes out and makes sure her talking head is good. Oh, okay, I know what that note is. That's me doing a little funny because the Diana Jenkins line is like, like you want to have more, but then even better than that is having more. And I just thought it would be funny if before Diana's tagline, two of her assistants came out just to make sure her placing in that opening is good. Like her two assistants come out in dust and then she comes out, she's like, what's good about having more? Having even more, Oh, by the way, somebody sent me a Diana Jenkins post today in Instagram and I had the fear of God for a second. I don't even know why I even care anymore, but I thought she had blocked me. And I was like, I haven't even talked any shit about Diana Jenkins yet. And I got really sad. And then I found out, no, we're good. She has not blocked me. So thank God. It'll happen, I'm sure, at some point. Okay, so we open up, you guys, on boats. We open up on some people chopping coconuts, as you do in Punta de Mita. And we're at the hotel, the Conrad Punta de Mita. And Kyle is calling Mauricio. And she's like, hey, honey. And he's like, hey, hey, all right, hey. And Kyle's like, I don't like being in Mexico without my Mexican husband. We did a tequila tasting and you would have loved it. And, he's doing that typical guy thing like, oh, really? Okay, cool. And we get a flashback to the tequila tasting where the lady goes, there is viper venom in the bottle. And the lady's like, what? And Erika goes, viper venom. And Kyle's like, how fitting tonight. Kyle on the phone with Mauricio goes, okay, I love you. Have a good day. Then we cut to Sutton's room and Sutton's go, I don't know. I'm going to wear my one-piece bathing suit. I want to show my body, but I don't want to show too much, Two of her assistants are there, Joshua and Noel, I think. Noel, Nawel. And Joshua's like, no, you will not. And Sutton's like, what you mean no? What you mean no? And he's like, I mean, if you're going to be on the beach surfing, it's like, and Sutton's like, I'm not surfing. I'll say. But then I was like, oh my God, Sutton's surfing like cowabunga. I'll say, surfs up. All right. Neat. If everybody had a surfboard across the USA, we go surfing, Sutton's USA. Go right side, left side, Sutton's USA. Then we cut to Garcelle's room, you guys. Garcelle has brought two assistants as well. Kim and Robert, Robear, who's wearing this beautiful two-piece tie-dye set that I really liked. And she's wearing like this black hamburglar kind of thing with like a circular hamburglar hat, and it's black and white. She looks beautiful. And Robert's like, yes, yes. And he's like, don't choke your head with that. And then we cut to Erika's glam team. And yes, you heard me right, glam team. You could be asking, what the fuck? Why does she have a glam team when she has not even paid her taxes? She's flying and taking care of two people. We find out later, three people, because Mikey Minden's there as well on a little vacay through Erika. So she has three people. And then this is my new idea, you guys. I'm pitching shows like pearls. Also, if anybody ever steals any of the things, I will go to the end of the earth to sue you and track you down. Battle of the network glam teams, right? We do a contest like Survivor. We do all of these people's glam teams. We've got a full cast right here. They compete in glam team things. Like they, like, oh, take this person that looks like trash and make them pretty in an hour. It's like a Top Chef, but with glam teams. We get real hard luck cases, maybe celebrities like Aaron Carter, like, oh, cover up his tattoos on his face, something like that. And like the winner gets, I don't know, like gets to work on, not Erika Jayne, but like somebody cool. Like, I don't know, the winner gets to work on the celebrities going through my head. I'm like Kelly Clarkson. Yeah, the celebrity gets to work with Kelly Clarkson. So Battle of the Network Glam Stars. That's a good idea, you guys. So Erika Jayne on a talking head goes,
you can downsize, right? We've downsized, right? We've downsized.
And she's in this talking head. She's in this wild outfit. It's like pink, and it looks like she has pink eye. It's like pink makeup. She looks like she's in Dune or like Queen Amidala from those Star Wars movies that Natalie Portman played. It's like too much. Are you doing kabuki? What's going on here? Just horrible makeup. And I don't even know fashion, but I don't think this is good. And she's like,
certain things you don't downsize, and that's your glam, your fashion, your hair, your makeup. To me, it's art, living art, and I enjoy that. And I shouldn't be judged any other way. Nobody judges if people want to have big families. So what? I want to buy a bunch of clothes.
Let's break that down for a second, because I felt like I'd had a stroke when I first heard it. Okay. Listen, once again, I feel like this is like distraction away from like, you are not the only one that appreciates outfits, hair, all of that stuff. Amazing, right? Like, listen, Julia Fox is still there, like putting like literally like dressing herself in styrofoam now just to get a look out of it. But she seems like she's going on a budget. In fact, she's like, these are Hanes underwear. She said that the other day when she was out for a paparazzi stroll. She's doing it on a budget now because Kanye's not there. It's trying to make things work. Great. Love it. Erika, fashion is cool, but at this point, we just want to look good, right? We're not going to make any statements, right? We're not going to lay it down, because if you truly laid fashion down, we'd all be worried, because we'd be like, once again, you're now associated with orphans and widows and victims, and you not being one of them. Yet you keep saying that you are. So it's not the point that you like that, man. Like, yo, I love reading. Guess what? You can go to the library and get a book if I can't afford books anymore. Erika, like, I just think this is like, it's almost indefensible. It's like she's trying to be like, well,
nobody can say anything about it from here on out because I claim I like it. And some people want to have big families.
What the fuck does that have to do with you liking fucking shitty clothes? What? Like, wait, people have big families and that's what you're going with? Some people want to have big families. I want to shop for clothes. Like, she is not a mental powerhouse and any sort of, and the sad thing is she thinks she's an artist. She thinks she's a critic. She thinks she's all of this shit. And it just, at the end of the day, she's basic that actually got access to a lot of money, which taught her taste and like, which taught her, but she was like a product of other people's, what they told her to wear, what they told her to sing. Erika wasn't like,
I remember when I came up with Pat the Puss. I was literally patting my puss, and I was like, that would make a good song.
No, somebody wrote that song. You think Eric's in the stew going, I want to, no. She was like,
lay down the beat right here. I want a 3/4 beat, and then I want to switch it up to an A note. Yeah, okay. Hold that succinctly for 3 beats. Okay. Then we're going to take it down. And then Randy, I need you to come in with a little tip, 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 tip. And then I'm going to go pat the puss, pat, pat the puss.
like, she's not Kanye West. My God. She paid people to tell her what to wear, and then she was able to afford those clothes with those clothes. Like, you can like hair and makeup. Guess what? I fucking love I like, what do I like? I'm like, I don't even like anything expensive. I like to sit front rows at concerts, but like sometimes I can't do that because I don't have that money to do that. Like I drive a Corolla, like I know my limitations and I accept those limitations. And here's somebody that is fighting against it so hard because she thinks this is the battle of Erika. This is the battle for Erika Jayne. And it's like, no, this isn't the battle, girl. You just got to be trying to get out alive and not just go, I'm taking a stand for every gold digger, for everybody that took money from I'm taking a stand. You're not the Martin Luther King of gold diggers. Like, what are you doing out there? Like, it's so ridiculous. But I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I just won't question you bringing glam. Now we cut to Crystal. Now this is one of my favorite Crystal moments of, I think, her whole entire run on this show. And it says Crystal, and in parentheses, it says no glam team. And Crystal plainly states, I don't want to even pay for my own hotel room. I'm not trying to pay for other people's hotel room. She's like, I don't want to pay for their flights and their food and paying them. I can just put on some lip gloss and I'm good. If I would ever need a glam Scott, why would I even spend the money? She says it's ridiculous. I mean, listen, I have some issues with Crystal lately, but damn, she is dead on the money. And you can say, well, she's younger and stuff, and she's naturally prettier in a different way. But like, no. She also just knows it's not bull. Like, she really, I don't know. I really respect that. And Kyle, by the way, is the same way. We cut to Erika's room getting glammed up, and Erika goes,
I hear whistling.
And we're like, I'm like, oh no, who's the Pied Piper? I'm like, I already know who it is. I can smell this bullshit like a mile away. Erika goes, I hear whistling. And I'm like, well, then close your legs, Erika. Sorry. And it's Rinna, you guys. She's like, hello. And Erika goes, I knew that was you whistling. And we get a flashback of 1 year earlier. Did we need a flashback to prove that Rinna whistles? Like, we were like, no, we need proof. We need to go back a year and we need to bust out one of Rinna's whistling scenes. And okay, so we do that 1 year earlier. And Erika goes again, who's whistling? And Rinna goes, it was me. I was whistling. So I gotta say, she goes, I was whistling. We're back in present day. And I shit you not, they do a shot of Erika's glam team and they're covering their ears and it looks like blood. Like they're making faces like blood is coming out of their ears. And I was like, we don't really ever think about the pain of the glam teams. Like, like we have to watch these things and we can get annoyed or like, oh, it's too much. But think about these glam teams living there on the front lines. Living there on the front lines, having to laugh at these stupid jokes, having to, get their ears drums pierced by Rinna whistling. It's not enough the laughing. It's also the whistling. You just, it feels like they're doing community service of some point because it doesn't make sense. Rinna, of course, skulks in with his like bucket hat look that she has going. And she goes, I guess I was whistling. And Erika Jayne goes, how you doing? She's like, I don't know. That's going to be my normal answer. I don't know. I felt really nice waking up next to the ocean. I like the morning better than I like the nighttime. And Erika goes, oh yeah, last night was wow. We cut to Crystal and Sutton walking on the beach. And Sutton goes, I love the sun. And Crystal's like, yeah, the sun for, skin, my skin, it doesn't really bother me. And Sutton's like, I'll do an hour in the sun and then I'm done. I'll say. And Crystal's like, I feel like if I'm going to go be surfing, that'll be my hour in the sun. They sit down for this beautiful meal on the beach, you guys. And the other ladies, all this food's out, and Rena goes, Buenos dias. And Kyle's like, Buenos dias. We're all doing Buenos dias. And all the ladies are getting there. Garcelle's like, good morning. And Garcelle sits down and goes, can I steal some bacon? And Diana goes, yes, but are you vegetarian too? Because remember, Sutton said, I don't eat a lot of meat, but I gotta eat me some bacon sometime. I'll say, I gotta eat me some bacon. And Sutton, in this moment, hearing Diana rib, Sutton goes, I never should have invented that. I'll say, that shows you somebody with a very healthy self-esteem of somebody when they're like, a normal person who said, I never should have said that. Sutton goes, I never should have invented that. I never should have copyrighted that. I never should have put that on a shirt. I just created something wild. I created a catchphrase. So we get a flashback to that scene of Sutton going, I haven't eaten meat in so long, but there's something I can't resist with bacon. And in my weird little pervy head, I was like, I was substituting bacon for Ryan Bailey. I was like, there's something I can't resist with Ryan Bailey. I'll say. I normally don't like weirdo podcasters, but something I can't resist with Ryan Bailey. We cut back to the beach, and Sutton proclaims, a lot of vegetarians, I'll say, secretly eat bacon. And Rena goes, what are you saying now? And Diana goes, even in my English, you are not vegetarian. And Erika is like shaking her head. Look at you dumb Sutton. And Rena's like, I don't love, because in terms of storytelling, it's weak, like this bacon thing keeps popping up. You're like, okay, like, in the 13th episode, we're still going to get a line about bacon. And I'm like, wow, we love the game of repeat on Beverly Hills, especially. It's like a callback. We call back these things every episode. And I'm just like, we're going to get in a full blown fight about bacon. We're going to get, you mark my words, we will get in a full blown fight of bacon where Sutton is jamming bacon and Diana like, you want that? You take some bacon too. You see how delicious it is. I'll say, you take that bacon. You take that bacon, Diana Jenkins, room 23. I'll say. And so somebody goes, you're crazy, Sutton. And Sutton goes, thank the good Lord I'm crazy. And Erika goes, there she is. And that's because Dorit is coming in, you guys. And she goes, I am the hostess with not the mostest. Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, boop, boop. And Dorit immediately, because I'm like, okay, are we going to talk? Are we done with the tragedy that befell her at the beginning of the season? She goes, I did not sleep last night again. And I got to tell you, man, like, supposedly, if we go by Dorit, she hasn't slept, I think, in like 3 weeks, which, listen, I'm not saying she's lying. It could be totally possible. But then in my head, I was like, we need to get a camera in that fucking room every night. Because I would watch an 8 hours of Dorit trying to sleep. Like, because she'd be like, I will take a bath now to relax myself. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Let me scroll around online. I will do online shopping. Beep, boop, bop. Little Jagaloo, are you up? It's me, mommy. I would die to watch her like trying to meditate, trying to like get herself to sleep. And then I was like, there's something like Apocalypse Now about Dorit, is like, this is the end, my sweetest friend. This is the end. I swallowed a bug. There's something just like, wow, like she could potentially, if I don't have sleep, you guys, like I don't really get tons of sleep, but if I don't have any sleep, I'm fucked. So I imagine Dorit is just walking around like nothing is real. And I feel like we haven't even gotten like the full extent of how this is affecting her through her behavior, because the spotlight is on bullshit like bacon and Diane and fucking Crystal's 14 friends that we'll never meet in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So Garcelle goes, oh, what are we going to do with you? And she's like, I'm usually not alone. I'm not going to sleep, and I can try to relax myself, and I can't get there. Beep-boop, beep-boop. Like I'm hyperventilating. I'm shocked. In a talking head, Dorit goes, I had a lot of anxiety going into this trip. I wasn't sure if I could do it. We get a flashback to her talking to, it's like flashbacks on flashbacks. We get a flashback to her talking to PK. We like, Bukta Mita, that's where you go. And she's like, what if I get anxious, Bubba? And he goes, then you come home. You give me advance notice because I might be doing something weird, but you come back home. And she goes, I'm struggling and my anxiety was through the roof. I have teetered with the idea of going back home. A lot of conversations with PK that I could get through this trip and feel safe. And Rinna, Rinna says to one of the staff, are we going to get any coffee cups? Can we get some coffee cups, please? And Erika goes, Azuka. I shit you not, you guys. Erika just like fucking babbles now to herself. And sometimes the camera will pick it up. And I swear to God, she's just talking to herself in a corner. It's wild. Like, pay attention to it. She genuinely will just comment on everything now. Like, she's like, yeah,
Sand, huh? Sand in my crack, huh? Okay. The sun's beating down on my nose. Sun, okay, yeah. Water, wish I could sail away. Yeah.
Like, it's just random weird shit that doesn't make sense. Crystal goes, Erika, I love the way you talk. And I'm like, yeah, you're like a trash can that's come to life. And a lot of menthol cigarette butts are just spilling out of it. And Erika goes,
I know. These new antidepressants are really killing it.
In a talking head, Erika goes,
last year I was waking up thinking about so many things. Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things.
And she goes, I will wake up with this hopeless feeling. And then we cut to her talking to the ladies last year.
Every day I dreaded waking up, so I called my psychiatrist. And then I went on Lexapro.
And then we get back to her talking head. She goes,
there's a lot of sadness still there. Not for the victims. For me, I'm the victim. Not for the orphans and widows, for myself. Sadness for me, nobody else. But there's happiness in the, hanging out with friends and having some sex.
She really says it.
Having some sex.
I just wanted to really just take a quick minute, just a pause. If we could all just pause and just think about what Erika just said. Having some sex. That's a T.
Having some sex. What do you want to come on inside and have some lemonade and have some sex?
Having some sex? You guys, you got to promise me this weekend that some of you guys at least will have some sex.
I really like where this is going. You want to come on inside and have some sex? I'll send Mikey to the other room.
Yeah, like having some sex. It's not French to having some sex. She's in this Moschino outfit, you guys. It does look like a Mikey hand-me-down or something. It's like she's wearing wild sunglasses the entire episode. And she goes,
I'm just trying to stay in the moment and not stay in the past by having some sex.
At this point also, it's like, show your cards. It's like poker. Like, show us what you have, Erika. Please show us, even like, give us a summer house. Let me just hear some grunts coming from your bedroom. And I don't mean like with a machine or like, I just don't almost believe this at all. Like, truly, like give us some night vision cameras. Give us a summer house night vision camera in the bedroom of Miss Erika Jayne. In fact, I'm sure we would all pitch in a little bit if you need a little extra money to make it worth your while. But I really, like, you've been having some sex. Like, well, okay, I want more. Like, with who? What's their age? Just give me that. How old are they? Are they in their 70s? How old are they? Honestly. Garcelle asked, well, how would we know if you don't take your antidepressants? And Erika goes,
yeah, you think I'm irritable now. If I don't have them, I was really mean.
And then Garcelle slips in, oh, like borderline bully. And Erika goes,
honey, they called me a bully today in court filings. You think I give a fuck?
You could give a fuck. I mean, it might help things at this point. Give a fuck, maybe. And she's like,
yeah, they did. And then she goes, I wear that shit like a badge of honor. They told me I was along the lines of my husband, that I used his tactics. And I said, I'll take it. Yeah. And I was like, just like my husband took all that money from orphans and widows, I'll take it.
In a talking head, she goes,
I've been called worse. Women are supposed to be nice, kind, sweet, agreeable until you get your fucking ass handed to you. And then what you're supposed to take it lying down. You got to fight for yourself because no one else is going to. And if that makes you a bully, then so be it.
I do take umbrage with, and I got to watch. It's a fine line here because I'm a dude and I would rather have a woman tell me what they feel about this. But my initial feeling on this is don't bring women's lib into this. Do not don't be like, I'm standing up for all the ladies. No, come on. Do you guys see the difference here? This, don't say I'm, I'm a pie and I'm Gloria Steinem of gold diggers. No, this is ridiculous. In a talking head, by the way, this she really had a speech there, and I was like, oh my god, wouldn't it be amazing if they played Erika Jayne off at the Oscars when somebody's going too long in their speech? Could you imagine that? She's like, get your fucking ass handed to you, and then what? You're supposed to take it lying down? You're gonna fight for yourself, and then da 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 da. Got no one else. Ah, da, 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 da. Wow, guess I'm gonna play wouldn't it be amazing if even Real Housewives of Beverly Hills editors trolled her and just played her off of those fucking long talking heads? And Sutton goes, well, I think that's useful in the courthouse. I say. And Kyle says, well, maybe you should go to law school, Erika, like Sutton. We had a flashback to a couple of weeks ago where Sutton is telling Kyle that her friend Jeff has been in town, and he was like, hey, maybe we should take the LSAT. I'll say. And Kyle's like, you have fun with that. And Sutton's like, I'm a bad test taker, but I'll try it. And oh man, I would love to be Sutton's tutor. And Erika, she's being fun, loose Erika, a couple drinks in her. Erika said, let me tell you something, Sutton. Tom got a perfect score on one of the parts of the bar. And then he used to grade the bar for other people. And everyone's like, what? Dorit's mouth dropped. Everybody's like, oh shit. And Garcelle in a talking head goes, Tom Girardi grading the bar? That can't be good. That can't be good. And she has that deep laugh. But I gotta say, you guys, that is what is so sad, because that is what, remember, you can always take the easy way out in life, right? The easy money. You would always steal, lie, cheat your way to the top, right? You can always do that because that's out there and it works, but it only works for a certain amount of time. Usually it comes back to bite you in the ass. And this man who was held in esteem in his law career for so long now gets laughed at in talking heads by Garcelle Bouvet saying, you don't want that, Tom. And I got to tell you, that's the ultimate, the disrespect. It's deserved, but the disrespect. In fact, I brought this out to show you guys. This just shows you. Now, this is how lying and cheating and stealing wind up for people. The Tom Girardi auction where we won a bunch of stuff, and there was a grab box that I think it was $75, and it came with 50 law trophies. It was like a mystery box, they were having fun with it. And this is an award, and it says the Continental awarded to Thomas V. Girardi, Premier Member, 2004, and it says dedicated to the recognition of excellence. The member named above is included in the Who's Who Registry of Professionals and Executives. Memberships have been limited to those individuals who have demonstrated outstanding leadership and achievement in their occupation, industry, or profession. And guess what, folks? I spilled coffee on it accidentally, truly accidentally. But that's where this is now. This award that he earned or whatever, that his law career, I have it in my stupid bedroom. And then I spilled coffee over it. And that's what happens when you lie, cheat, and steal. By the way, get your kids out here for this part of it. I know this is a filthy podcast, but get your kids out. That's something I want the kids to know. Don't lie, cheat, and steal, because shit like this, that's how it all ends. You end up in some sad podcaster's room and the guy spills coffee on it. I'll probably pee on it later, accidentally. I do still wet the bed. It's not a big deal. I don't want to talk about it. I already told you the Lexapro story. No, I don't wet the bed. I have not no, but seriously, now I feel like you guys are going to wonder. I have not wet the bed since I was 12 years old. Period. No, for real, believe me. So I always just thought that was funny. I was watching that. I was like, this is how it all ends. Is that we all now make jokes about this dude that was so respected because he was such a fucking lying asshole. And Erika throws out to Sutton. She goes, I'll help you tutor to Sutton. And Sutton weakly goes, okay. And Rena goes, wow. And then Erika goes,
I know some tricks, bitch.
she's being fun, Erika, you guys. Fun, Erika. I'm getting free food, Erika. Check that lady's purse, by the way. I bet there's so many rolls in it. So she was being the Erika of last season. Remember when they went on that vacation towards the end? And she was nice to Sutton all of a sudden. Like she was so lit. I was like, she is not just on like if you go back and listen to that recap, I was like, she is on something. She is completely on something because she is so loose. She's like,
yeah, you know what? Here's the deal, son. It just hurt, but we're gonna be fine.
and then she's like, the next episode, she's like, no, I was just fucking around. I was just fucking with you. So she's loose, Erika. She's helpful, Erika. She's nice, Erika. You can't trust this Erika, though. She's been proven that you cannot trust this Erika. So we will not. Okay. And Kyle to Rinna goes, can you imagine Erika helping Sutton take the bar? And Sutton goes, oh, Rinna, I'll say, how do you feel this morning waking up? And Rinna goes, well, I felt good waking up to this, all out here. You know, we were speaking to a medium when my mom was passing. And the medium said, look for a flock of birds in my mom's hospice room. And there was this painting in there. And 2 days later, guess what? We looked at it and there was birds in there. And then she says, this makeup bag. Guess what? I opened up this makeup bag. There was a ceramic baby bird in there. And Kyle immediately goes, I believe that 100%. I believe that 1 million percent. Kyle loves mediums and stuff. Remember, he will not emotionally fulfill you. Or by the way, that's a YouTube prop, you guys. YouTube, this is me doing Alison Dubois. He will not emotionally fulfill you. That's $1 million special effect on YouTube, you guys. $1 million. But I love that Kyle believes in all this stuff, but she didn't believe Alison Dubois, but she believes everybody else. So listen, I don't know. My initial thought, to be honest with you guys, was I was going to make fun of the medium thing because I was like, wait, your mom was in the process of dying and you already started speaking to a medium, like what to expect when, and I was like, but then listen, if and when my parents ever go or like that, I will probably do everything in my power to try to contact them in some way and ask them for more money. No, but I want to make fun of this, but I can't. And I hope it's true. I hope this is true. Dorit goes, I believe it too. And Rinna goes, I feel her more now than I did. Rinna and I talking that says, we all have a picture of what grief is and how it's supposed to go and feel. And that all goes out the window when you're actually going through it yourself. And she says, I'm trying to be honest and open with it and be honest and open if I'm having a bad day. And if I'm having a good day, that's okay. So everyone cheers to mimosas to Lois. And by the way, let's all do that ourselves to Lois. Let's send some good energy up there. And, Rinna goes, she's everywhere. And then Garcelle goes, come on, Sutton, let's get in the water. And she's like, in my bathing suit. And Garcelle goes, what else are you going to wear? And Sutton's like, you're so bossy to me. You're so bossy. And Garcelle goes, Garcelle helps pull Sutton's little dress over her. And she goes, come here, little toddler. Let me undress you. And Erika looks at Sutton. She goes, oh my God, she's so skinny. But she didn't say it in a complimentary way. Like, oh my God, it's so skinny. And Kyle is in the water, and Kyle's like, oh my God, something touched my butt. Something slippery. Something slippery touched my butt. She's always freaks out about any kind of do you ever think about this? Mauricio's like when Mauricio touches her, she just must be a live wire. She must just I truly think I'm in love with Kyle. I don't know. Wait, by the way, we're at the point of the show where you can hear my little dog snores. You hear that? Amazing. And Sutton goes, I did see a fish in the water. I did. Dorit also, I hate to be like a filthy dude, but also Dorit was packing in that bathing suit. Well, she's very busty. Rinna gets in the water with Diana. She goes, it's just so lovely. It's just beautiful. Diana goes, I find that traveling is really the biggest privilege to have. For the first 18 years of my life, I couldn't travel living in Sarajevo and Yugoslav, and to be able to be underwater is such a luxury. It's incredible. And truly, it's got to be incredible. Like Diana has a wild story. I'm still trying to piece some of it together, especially with the new information that comes out in this show tonight. But imagine that. Imagine being trapped. I mean, we can talk shit about the US of A all we want, but at the end of the day, we can still travel. We can still do these things, or at least we still can, knock on wood. So, anyways, Garcelle goes, that was so good. That swim was so good. I said, I wrote a note. Sutton's looking like a snack. You looking like a snack, Miss Strack. Crystal goes, let's go surfing. And Garcelle goes, let's go shopping. We meet Jerry, a surf instructor, and he's like, we have surfboards, we have paddle boards. And Erika goes, hold on. And Renee goes, get over here, bitch. And Crystal goes, I have no upper arm strength. This is going to be hard. Kyle's with the other ladies, and it's like, you ladies, you want to all go into town? We can go in, we can shop. It's going to be so cute. And Garcelle goes, I'd love that. Jerry, the surfboard trainer, goes, have you guys done yoga before? And Erika goes,
we're from LA.
oh, so fun. Oh,
we're from LA. Of course we are.
You know, I'm like, oh, funny Erika. And Jerry goes, okay, this position is like the chaturanga of yoga. And Erika goes, yeah. And then he goes, 1, 2, 3, jump up, chaturanga. And Renee goes, wow, wow. Renee goes, I never surfed, even though I live in California. No one even asked me if I surf. And I'm like, yeah, no one asked you because people genuinely don't like to talk to you. Genuinely. Nobody's going to ask you if you surf. But by the way, I did kind of thought, like, if I ever do randomly bump into Rena and I'm wearing like my ski mask or something, like something where she won't put 2 and 2 together. God, I hope she doesn't even realize I exist. But I would probably go, I'd probably walk in and go, hey, do you surf? Just to see if it would be like, somebody finally asked me. Crystal goes, I consider myself athletic and I've tried surfing once or twice. And Erika goes,
I don't surf. I couch surf.
Funny Erika.
I couch surf with my Taco Bell gordita wrappers all over my naked body after I having some sex.
And Erika, by the way, I was like, well, you're going to couch surf once again pretty soon. Just a lot of random friends' couches. It'll happen soon. And he's like, remember to feel the edge of the board, paddle a couple times, and then pop up. Erika pops up like she's just a janky Spider-Man. Rena goes, let's get out in the water and see what happens. Which also was what Rena said to Harry Hamlin on their first date. Let's get in that water and see what happens. The water is gorgeous, everybody says. And Erika goes,
I'm really glad we're out here.
And Erika goes, Crystal, get that wave. Crystal gets the wave and totally flops. And Erika's like, and Rena goes, I have a risk taker in me. I do. I'm a risk taker. I don't know where I got this. Neither of my parents are this way. I get like a drug from it, like serotonin or dopamine. It's like different than the drugs I put in my health shakes. But I don't want to break my neck. I got lipstick to sell. The water's amazing, and we just see the water knocking everybody on their ass. And I just felt in this scene, God is like, this one's for Denise, and just knocks Rena off her ass. We cut to the girls in car going to town, and Rick goes, well, I've spent a lot of time with Kyle's family in Punta Mita this summer, but Kyle's been here 100 times, and she's like, yeah, the agency has offices here. Remember, we flash back to 2017 when they did a party, or 2014 or something, where Mauricio did a party in Punta Mita for the agency. And Kyle says, we bought this property here, and my husband's dream was to build a home on the beach. And my friend lived right near us, and they woke up one day and they had an alligator in their pool. So we then got offered a lot of money over what we paid for this piece of property. So I was like, take it. And Garcelle goes, because of the alligator. And like, truly, Kyle really is. And I feel like also that's smart because these animals are also attracted to Kyle. Like Kyle is, remember, deathly allergic to bees. Yet I've never heard of somebody that bumps into more bees than Kyle. I always think about that video that she released of her Nest Cam in her backyard where the bees like chasing her and she's freaking out. She had to go to the hospital and you just see her flailing around the backyard where bees are chasing her. And I was like, this is wild. She's like the anti Dr. Dolittle. So they're walking the streets of Punta Mita, and Kyle's like, it's like we're in a jungle. And I was like, you just passed a Starbucks. And Kyle goes, holy Toledo. And they're at this place called Mita Mita. And she goes, look at how cute this is. It's a bar in a boutique. That's smart. And Kyle says, Sutton, you need to do that at your store. Garcelle says, if I buy some stuff for my new beach house, can we leave one of your bags, Dorit? And Dorit goes, whoa, what? My new beach house? Just back up 1 second, Missy. And she's like, oh, I just bought a little tiny thing I'm redoing. And we get a flashback of last week's where she's showing her sister around this place. It was a little shack. I confused it for Erika's at first. She goes, I am so excited. In a talking head, Garcelle goes, with the beach house, I'm thinking of it like the weekend and like a weekend place, or when families are in town or friends. I want it to be communal. I say that now, I might change my mind. And Kyle says, it's time to concentrate, ladies, on some serious shopping. And then we have a shopping montage, and they're holding up things. They're like, good caftans, great caftans. Reed's like, I had my reservations when I got up here. A few ups and downs so far with this trip, but I'm in my element now. Nothing like retail therapy. When I'm like, once again, I'm like, I sadly picture those burglars going, Randy, come here. She's buying more shit. We got to really mark that down to grab that next time we go in there. Like, like maybe no more scenes of Dorit shopping. Go like, I will never shop again on this show. It's too much. Nope, nope. We will go to Old Navy only. Yeah, the burglars are like, yeah, restock. All right. And Kyle puts on a straw hat and she goes, step right up, get your peanuts. What a weirdo Kyle is. And Sutton goes, this bracelet, $5,000, not bad. And Sutton's like, whoo, this bracelet. And Kyle says, you're going too fast. I was going to buy all you ladies presents. And Sutton goes, hey, well, why don't you buy this bracelet? And Kyle's like, I'm not buying a $5,000 bracelet. I thought maybe some pajama bottoms or something. And Kyle goes, I like that you get the most expensive things in the store. And Sutton's like, I don't know. I'll just do. And then so like, I won't get this bracelet. All right. I won't get it. But she almost seems resigned to the fact, almost disappointed that she's going to get this. She's like, I guess I got to spend all this money on this bracelet. And the bracelet's calling out to me. Ugh, you know how this does. I don't want to buy it. It's does, And then we cut to Crustal. Crustal. Wait, has anybody taken that yet? Crustal makeup. I'm Crustal, Nick. Crustal. So dumb. Crustal goes, well, at least we can say we surfed. Diana's walking out back from the ocean. All the ladies are surfing. All the ladies go, wow, Diana's looking great. And Rena goes, that's pink Balenciaga swimsuit. And Diana goes, we got to beat up out there. And Erika goes, I got scratched up, honey. Crustal says, you got war wounds. And Diana goes, what happened to the other group? Did they go shopping? And they're like, yeah, they went shopping. Yeah. We cut back to the store and Kyle goes, okay, black bodysuit, Hers comes out to $8,500, whatever form of money they use over in Punta Mita. And Dorit gets a bunch of shit as well. They get more drinks outside. Kyle shows up this black lingerie number. And Sutton goes, you always do that with lingerie. You put a jacket on top. And Sutton goes, I'll do it without a jacket. And Kyle goes, but you have small boobs, Sutton. I mean, last night they were out and we have a flashback of last night where we said, Sutton's little titties are out, and I'm like, what? Did we need a flashback to prove that Sutton's got little bajangas, and Dorit goes, that's what I'm concerned about last night. You had a really strong feeling with Crystal. Do you feel okay? And Sutton goes, we are at zero ground. And Kyle goes, ground zero. And she goes, oh, whatever you say, y'all, I don't know how to say these things. I always get them mixed up. I'll say, ground level zero. We're at zero. I say, we're at the beginning again. And Kyle says she did a complete 180. She twists words sometimes. That's what she does. She twists them. And Kyle says, I don't even think it's about twisting the words. I think it's something bigger than that. And all of a sudden, he says, tense music, tense. We cut to Erika and Crystal. And Erika goes, okay, Crystal, let's have this hard conversation. What's going on? I like that Erica's like the school teacher of like, hey, buddy, what's going on? Like, I noticed all the other kids are picking on you. Like, thanks, Erica, standing up for the little guy. Like, you weirdo, come on. And so Kyle says, sorry. So Erica says, Crystal, tell us what's going on. And I do want to point out once again, this was one of those moments where they did a tight shot of Erica and just looking ridiculous. She has these colorful Oakley wraparound sunglasses that cover half her face. And Diana, there's a shot of her looking. Rinna looks at Crystal. Diana looks at Crystal. We cut to the they come back from break. Say, what is going on? She called you a liar last night, Crystal. And we get a flashback to Sutton going, you need to stop. You need to stop it right now. And Erika goes, she's never going to stop coming at her. And Diana goes, who, Sutton? And Erika goes, yeah, she's not. And Crystal goes, I don't want conflict. I know, but she called you a liar last night, baby. She throws in baby. She called you a liar last night, baby. And Rinna goes, and she goes, it's okay, Crystal. I want you to fight for yourself, Crystal. And Rinna goes, it's okay, sweetie. It's okay. And Crystal is starting to cry. And Erica's like, if you don't open your mouth, you'll allow others to fill it for you, to fill in that story for you. And I was like, Erika, this is the worst possible advice you could give somebody. Like, literally, you should have shut your mouth because the story you filled yours with is ridiculous. Like, I would have rather heard other people's stories than yours. Your story was not better and did not save you at all. I just thought it was like, this is bonkers, And Rinna goes, yeah, true. Yeah, true. We did talk about that. And Diana, by the way, is contributing nothing to this conversation. In fact, I was like wondering what Diana was thinking about because she just looked off. And Crystal goes, I'm just trying to do my best. And Erika goes, and you are. You are. Rinna parrots back. And Crystal goes, you are doing your best. I don't care what the truth is. Oh, she goes, no, sorry. Erika goes, Crystal, you are doing your best. I don't care what the truth is. Maybe we should start caring what the truth is, by the way. You know what I do know is that if you don't stand up and fight for yourself, you'll get run over. And Crystal's like, I feel like I'm working to not lose at this point, and I've never had that in my life. Like, I just can't. And she's crying. And Diana goes, last night was breezy. She goes, in Sutton, that energy came at her like, you know what? And Rinna goes, that's not okay. That's not. Sorry, that's Erika. Rinna goes, that's not okay. And Diana goes, I just wanted to hug Crystal because she felt like a little girl. And Erika goes, it's okay. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. And I was like, all right, by whose standards? Like, you're okay right now? And he goes, yeah, you're going to be all right. And Crystal, no, sorry. Okay, you guys, sorry. I had to, well, you don't know because I edited this, so you didn't have to, but I had to take a minute to get Brooklyn, my dog. Here she is again. Hi. She had to get her meds. She takes meds 3 times a day, and she's so damn smart. Like, it's one of those things where you almost get impressed because she always, like, I have to hide it in different things. Oh, you're gonna call? Oh, buddy, I hide it in different things each time, and she'll eat through it and find the medicine and spit the medicine out and get the treat. And you're just like, oh my God, like you're mad because you're like, take the medicine. But at the same time, you're like, I might have the smartest dog in the world. Like, I mean, she might be gifted. I don't know if there's any money in trying to find medicine, but if there is, I've got the #1 dog to do that. By the way, I have one of these standing desks, so I'm lowering the desk right now. So I don't have to pick up Brooklyn up, but you can see her because she's visual candy. This girl, look at this. She's had this bad eye for her whole life because she was found on the tough streets of West Hollywood. She must have gotten into a fight or something, but she's a sweet girl. She's had a lot of medical issues over the years, but she's doing good. Okay, so back to this mess we call Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which, by the way, I don't, guys, I'm on one. This is even longer than I usually do. And I think it's just because I shared like so many personal things during, I don't know, somebody needs to come in and just shape me up. But hopefully you're having a good time. Hopefully you're with me. Hopefully you're having the best time. And remember, we've got this whole weekend ahead of us to like lay havoc, to have fun. So let's get into that mood right now. Cheers, you guys. I'm drinking a little Fernet Branca. So Diana, they're out here at this scene, and Diana goes, I feel that Erika is straight to the point. She does not mince her words. And I respond very well to that. And I'm like, no, Diana, no, don't get suckered into that black hole. And Erika goes,
You can't let someone across the table say you're a liar and take it on the chin.
and I'm like, why would we ever take advice from Erika? And she goes,
You live in LA. It's not an easy city.
and Diana says, girl, you're strong. You're all strong. They're all surrounding her like jackals out of like a cartoon. It's like they're all surrounding her. And Diana, a talking head, goes, Crystal needs to grow a pair of balls. So Diana just tells Crystal to her face that Crystal to her face that you're very strong. And then the talking head, she goes, Crystal needs to grow a pair of balls. We cut to back to Sutton and those girls. She's like, there's something about her. I see that it can't be good. Yeah, I see that it can be good. And Kyle goes, are you sure you're just not trying to fix things, Sutton, because you don't want a problem? And she makes you nervous. And she goes, absolutely not. Sutton said, absolutely not. And Kyle goes, I feel like she's scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of her. I'm not scared of anyone. I'm not scared of Erika. And Kyle goes, Erika is different. Erika doesn't do things. Erika will say things, which is just like we're at this point of the emperor has no clothes, of like Erika's harmless. She just talks a big game. She won't do shit. And Kyle goes, she's reactive. And Sutton goes, no. And she goes, Crystal is more manipulative and it makes you, Kyle says Crystal is more manipulative and it makes you, more nervous because she's scarier. And Sutton goes, oh, no, but I also want to help her. And Kyle goes, help her be a better person? Yeah, friends do that. Friends don't do that to friends like what Crystal's doing to me. And Garcelle goes, well, they don't go behind friends' backs and tell a lie. And Garcelle says, when you said last night, when you had heard she had done that to other friends, and Kyle goes, that was a calculated move. And Garcelle says, that was very powerful. And Sutton says in a talking head, what I heard from many different friends that I know that are also friends of Crystal's, that it's her behavior pattern. I'll say this is what she does in friends groups. So what Sutton is saying that she's heard from these 14 friends. I wonder if each one of the friends, like, I'm number 3, I'm number 5, I'm Crystal's 7th friend. And I just love that. I mean, because listen, it is true. This shit, I mean, not this is true, but like we do know people that do the same pattern of behavior in friends group, right, buddy? And I think that's interesting because that is something even on a number scale. Like you always have that one friend that does the same shit in friend relationships. And you're like, whoa, that's wild. So Kyle says she is wanting to be liked. She's wanting the approval. So she wants to make you look bad, Sutton. And Sutton goes, well, I mean, if you truly love yourself, you don't have to hurt others. I'll say. And Kyle goes in a talking head, I've heard about this group of friends and this problem. And so she goes, I have no intentions of talking about it. Why do I want to give Crystal? Why would I want to give Crystal the benefit of the doubt? Sorry. This is where it was hard to take notes, you guys. Kyle goes, I have no intentions of talking about it. Why would I want to give Crystal the benefit of the doubt? Because it's kind of matching up right now. We cut back to the other ladies and Erika says,
when she says you're a liar and you're group of friends, what she says about that, it's not okay.
And Renee goes, yeah. Rinna talking head goes, Crystal's told me she had a falling out with like 14 of her friends. So first off, I want to say, like, who tells, like, there's so much wrong, not wrong here, but so much that confuses me. Like, say this is truly happened. 14 of Crystal's friends said, yo, we came together as a group and we've written a declaration that we do no longer want to be friends with you, which is just weird. Usually friends just like kind of dip out and you just don't hear from them again, or they don't answer text. But we're in 14 friends said, and then went to her other friends, Rinna and all of these people, and told them as well. But, you know, like sometimes you just don't say things. The other thing that makes me kind of question some stuff here is that, and if you're Crystal seems very respectful, seems very, you know, by the book in a way. And why would she ever tell Rinna, or anybody for that matter, that, hey, fun fact, 14 of my friends dumped me? Like, who does, like, you know what? I've never, like, if somebody hates me, and believe me, they're out there, you know who you are. And if you're listening, why would you even be listening? I don't go around talking about that out of respect for them and out of respect for myself. You know, like that would just be weird. And I just don't see Crystal going, 14 of my friends totally bailed on me, because it would just be so questionable. And Rinna goes, because she knows I know these girls. I don't know all of them, but that's a lot to be dropped by 14 friends. I don't even have 14 friends. She laughs. And I'm like, Rinna, you don't even have one friend at this point. And the friends that you do have, you've totally fucking talked so much shit about that that's why I'm saying, like, why would Crystal give you ammunition in any sort of way? It's so weird. Like, I don't, like, are we all watching the same show? Does Crystal not watch the show back? Like, why would you tell Rinna? Like, I don't understand. But by the way, Rinna, we do know you don't have 14 friends. And Erika says, calling me a liar is the worst thing you could do to me. And we get a flashback of all of the times when Erika freaked out. Remember the one, like, it was to Teddy a long time, and she goes, don't ever say I'm pretending, because I'm not pretending I'm telling the truth. I don't remember saying that. Don't ever say that to me. Okay? Don't fuck with me. And it's like all rapid fire. So you don't want to, don't ever do that to me. And we just see Teddy's reaction. Teddy's like, huh? Zoinks? What? I'm all in. I need a lettuce wrap. It just shows you how ineffective Teddy was as an actual housewife. And oh yeah, tell me I'm wrong. Come on, man. Let's all be on the same page. She was ineffective as a housewife. Like, totally like her, totally go support her diet program or her podcast, but she was ineffective as a housewife. I'm so glad if Kyle Richards made a lifelong friend, but she was ineffective. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't know why people get so butthurt. Like, if you love Teddy, support her in real life. Go buy one of her houses or her diet program. Go support her in real life. But like, we admit, like, she wasn't good on the show. Like, she was there, she took up space. So in a sense, she was definitely on the show. But why do we have, like, oh, I loved her, she killed it? Like, what? What did she kill it? Like, killed it? Like, the one thing that Teddy would have been amazing at, if they had kept her that season after they fired her, because that's when the all-in diet program, like, I would have loved to have heard Lisa and Eric and all those ladies come against Teddy and go, what does this diet program mean? You're telling people not to eat? You tell me, you know, I fucking love to eat. I'll eat Taco Bell all night long. You know, I want to hear those ladies then stand up for women in that sense. Like, really, I would have loved to have found out from Teddy's own mouth through this reality show what that was all about. But we never got to. That would have been interesting. And then we get another scene where she's like, you know, last season was Sutton, you ever call me a liar again? I'm coming for you. And Sutton's like, Zoinks. And she goes, I'm torn up a few people over it, but my point is, and then she goes, I need another drink. And Rinna goes, get another drink. Tap out, Erika. Go get your medicine. And then Rinna goes, go with Mama Erika to Crystal. And I'm like, what? go with Mama Erika. Like, this is weird. This is like cult-like behavior. This is Teal Swan shit. I just feel like it's weird. Like, I feel like this is like right before group sex happens in some weird way. Like, all of a sudden we were rubbing each other. So Kyle, we're back to Kyle and those girls, and Kyle goes, what does she gain by this? And Garcelle goes, by throwing you under the bus. And Kyle says, what she's gaining from all this storm she created. And Sutton goes, she must have a lot of hoot, I say. She must have been defending herself, and, aimed it at Garcelle and me. And Dorit, by the way, this is just babbling in the background. She's like, la, 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 trying to win Garcelle's approval. We cut to 3 weeks earlier, and Garcelle says, no matter what you're going to say, it's that whole scene of like Garcelle going, I had a feeling, Crystal, you came into the scene, and no matter what happened, you were going to say, are you that girl, in regards to Sutton. So now we're seeing this scene again. And Crystal goes, there was a lot more said that was very dark. There's the word, drink, dark. And Dorit goes, but she threw you under the bus. And Kai goes, she's wanting to be liked by all of us, but looks like a victim at the same time. It is weird. I mean, just because this is the 250th episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle has been on all of them. And it is not fun, but it's interesting when Kyle doesn't like somebody. You can tell because she's trying to be nice, but she goes, I just think it's interesting. She's just basically a pussy, and I hate her. Like, you can just tell Kyle really does not like Crystal. And so we cut back to Erika. It's like, this is the worst case of like, summer loving had me up last. And Erika's like, what are you doing? So we cut to Erika with Crystal at the bar, and she's like, we're going to let go of all of that. You're going to be in this moment, and you're just going to be okay. Erika's whispering to Crystal, like, you're going to be okay. And you're going to give me a little kiss on the lips. You're going to kiss. Mama, give a Mama Erika a kiss. Mama. She's just totally drunk, but she's like drunk where she thinks she's cool. She's like, I'm free as a bird. And then the bartender is like, do you need limes? And she's like, yeah, I need limes. And then Erika, this is the classic drunken thing where they keep talking. She goes, yeah, I need limes. Lemon. Lemon. She goes, thanks so much. Thank you. That's lovely. Okay. And she goes, yeah, can I get a margarita? Just a little spicy. And then she goes back to Crystal, well, you're going to be just fine. And I'm not going to let you quit until I get what I need out of you. And Crystal is really feeling it. She's like, but Erika's like, I'm not going to let you run away. You just tell your truth, honey. You tell it till the cows come home, huh? I just feel like Erika's going to start nodding off here in a second. Crystal, on Talking Head, says, do I think Erika is biased because of her history with Sutton? For sure I do. And Crystal tells Erika, I'm just an easy target. And Erika goes, no, you're not an easy target. Lie. I mean, Crystal kind of is an easy target. Crystal goes, but I do think her advice for me is coming from a very good place and wanting to protect me. Sutton can be relentless, and I think she just doesn't want to see me get walked all over. Do you really think Erika doesn't want to, like, I mean, in the sense of, well, I also hate Sutton, so yeah, I kind of like you, so yeah, I don't want to see you walked over by somebody I hate. So we sit down, and Erika cheers. She goes, to your resolve. Cheers. My dog's hair is all over my hands. Cheers. And then we go back to Kyle going, okay, I created this whole thing, and I'm sorry. Because by the way, if she did, we would all be great. So Kyle's saying, like, if Crystal just said, hey, I created this whole thing and I'm sorry, because by the way, and then Kyle goes, if she did say that, we would all be great. So Kyle's saying, if Crystal came and kissed the ring, we would be totally fine. And Sutton goes, but see, I can't do that. Sutton Strike can't do that. And Kyle goes, I know. That's up to her, Kyle says. New scene, we're in Punta de Mita still. It's nighttime. And this is amazing, you guys, because Kyle, once again, is in her hotel room and she screams because there's a bug on her bed. And Kyle in a talking head goes, note to self, shut the door when you leave. Next, there's going to be a iguana in my bedroom. And then the camera pans outside to an iguana. just can't. I don't know. It's just so stupid. In Erika's room, Erika's getting glammed by Leia, who, by the way, it was their assistant, but I guess now she really is cutting corners because Leia is her assistant, but also now Leia's on the glam team. So Leia is pulling double duty here. Rinna, by the way, is on the sofa in her bathrobe as Erika's getting glammed up. And also Mikey Minden is in the room. He's not he's the creative director, remember. He's not doing anything to Erika. He's just sitting there making comments. And it's wild. And Rinna goes, I think I still have salt water in my nose. And Erika goes,
I didn't swallow any water, but somehow I ended up with sand in my mouth.
Okay. Rinna goes, today was a nice distraction for me. A nice distraction. And then it goes, Mikey, creative director. And Mikey goes to Rinna, what's your look going to be tonight? And she goes, my look is going to be long, red, flowy, like the devil. No, and she goes, hey, Erika, what are you wearing? And Erika goes,
a sheer dress and some mint pumps.
And Renee goes, a mint pump. And Mikey goes, yeah, new 120s. Mikey, dipshit, let's not say new anymore when Erika owes a shitload of taxes. Let's just say 120s, or let's just say, yeah, pumps. Pumps. Why is there a reason why we need to get hey, new? These are new. Look at this. From the secret money that we have. And Kyle calls Erika to FaceTime. And Erika's like, hey. And Kyle's like, you guys are in the room together and I'm alone? And Rinna goes, I'm just right above her. So I go and hang out. And Erika goes,
you were so much smarter to go shopping. We got our asses kicked.
And Kyle's like, yeah, I don't need to do that. And Kyle goes, was Crystal in a good mood? Was she okay? And Erika goes,
no.
And Rinna goes, no, she cried the entire time after the surfing. She cried and cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. She keeps saying cried. Like, I'm literally not making it. You can tell she's really getting a kick out of this. We cut to the surfing earlier and Erika going,
listen to me. It's okay.
Crystal's weeping and we're going, it's your truth. Crystal blowing her nose into a beach towel. Erika sitting at the bar with Crystal going,
Crystal, wipe your nose. Come on.
Crystal, by the way, Erika, remember the mascara that you fake put on just ran down your face like a raccoon? Don't be let Crystal wipe her nose in her own time. And Rinna keeps going. Rinna says again, and cried and cried and cried and cried. I'm not kidding. And Erika goes, we're not kidding. And Rinna in a talking head goes, I can relate to the ugly crying. Join the club, Crystal. I'll give you the baton. And we flash back to Punta Mita in 2016 with Rinna sobbing. She's like, I never cry. Fuck you. I just want to go home. And then Eileen Davidson, who was in the cast at the time. Now, Eileen Davidson, way better housewife than Teddy Mellencamp, comes up and hugs her. And Kyle goes, well, what was she saying? What was the worst part for her? And Rinna's laughing. She goes, I don't remember. What an asshole. Like, well, literally, they begged her, like, no, come on, like, tell us. We were totally on your side. And Kyle goes, so what was the crux of her situation? And Rinna goes, I don't remember. I wasn't even listening. I didn't even. She's so loud. She's shrill. She's shrill. She hurts my ears. And Rinna goes, she was very emotional and maybe she'll be fine at dinner, but we saw her cry for a long time. And then Erika goes, yeah, a long time. I cried 3 margaritas with and Rinna goes, bitch, you didn't have 3, did you? And Erika goes, I did. And there's like Stadler and Waldorf from the Muppets, like, hey, those 2 jackasses in the theater seats. Kyle goes, get your asses over here and help me iron this dress, girls. And Rinna goes, oh, no, I'm not good at that. And Erika goes,
I don't even know how to do what. I don't even know what an iron is. What is an iron?
And Rinna goes, we're not good ironers or friends. And Kyle goes, okay, I got to go and iron my outfit. Kyle's ironing her outfit. And we pop over to Diana's room, who is getting glammed by her staff. I'm telling you, this glam show, this offshoot show would be amazing. And Diana's like, I'd like a little more eyeliner on my upper lid. Kyle's still ironing. The iron hisses. We snap over to Sutton's room. She's dressed, and Josh, her assistant, is taking a picture. He's like, 1, 2, 3. And then Sutton swishes her dress like a matador. They all laugh, like, ah, what a great Instagram moment. And Kyle still ironing. And she goes, oh man, I have to do both sides of this dress. Erika, Rinna, and Crystal are walking to dinner. There's a beautiful table prepared, beautiful night in Puta Mita. And they're like, this is beautiful. And we get Erika to Rinna, and she goes, yes, Lady of Red, get it. Because, Rinna's all in red. I do got to say, Rinna, when I stop being annoyed with Rinna, she can look good sometimes. I don't love the short hair, but she looked good in the dress, right? I can say that. They arrive, like, this is beautiful. Okay. Kyle's chuckling. Sutton goes, oh no, oh no. They all greet each other, compliment their beautiful outfits as women do. And I said this a long time ago, but I always used to complain on the podcast of like, why do we spend so much time in these shows, women complimenting women on their outfit? Like, it's like the first, like, oh, look at you, look beautiful. Oh, you look beautiful. Oh, wow, you look beautiful. And one of my friends told me, like, listen, the reason we do that is because men don't know to do that. Men don't know the work that goes into, your hair and your makeup and your style and all of that stuff. And that made a lot of sense to me of like, yeah, we don't. Like, I just fucking throw on some basketball shorts and then, run a comb through my hair and, and then I'm done, and these ladies put so much work into it. And Crystal says to Rinna, I want to tell you something. I'm wearing these earrings in honor of your mom tonight, and they're birds. And everybody's like, oh, how nice. And everyone's like, they're beautiful. Thank you. They're gorgeous. I've seen birds all day. Their wait person takes the drink orders while Dorit arrives in leopard print. Garcelle's in orange with this beautiful flower in her hair. Erika, big class, like, Diana arrives looking like the Jolly Green Giant. They all give their hellos. Everybody looks great. Wow. And Rinna goes, gorgy, gorgy, gorgy. And then Erika she's like golf claps. And she's like tap, tap, tap on her fingers. And Dorit goes, Diana, you're giving Bridget Bardot vibes. Beep, boop, 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 boop. And Diana shows her earrings. And Rinna goes, she's got birds in her ears too. Rinna and I talking heads says Lois would totally love that my friends are representing her through fashion, especially the earrings. Lois loved a fancy earring, loved it. So now we're back at the table. Rinna goes, have you guys seen Diana's book, Room 23? And Dorit's like, no. And Erika goes, it's really sexy. And Rinna goes, so beautiful, this book. And Dorit goes, tell me. And Rinna goes, Diana, do you want to tell a story about your book? And Diana goes, yeah, I feel like I already have. And we do a flashback of 3 weeks prior at Harry Hamlin's birthday party where Erika and Rinna are talking to Diana about the book. And Rinna in the flashback's like, room 23. And Erika's like, that's the one you were in. And they show a picture of Rinna naked or just boobs just like jutting out. And Rinna, see, listen, that's what I said. I can admit that, like, Rinna in that photo has nice boobs, right? I'm a grown-up. I can admit that. That's called growing. And Erika goes, it's so sex positive, women positive, the book. You can't trust a thing that Erika says about Diana just because Erika has her eyes on those panther rings. We're back at the table, and Son's like, well, tell us, Diana. We forget things here, this lady group. And Diana goes, I feel like we had this conversation already. Diana and I talking head goes, I particularly don't want to talk about the book tonight because there was a lot of money, a lot of time to achieve what I did, and it backfired. All these rumors started. It was like an offense of my character. And the producer says to Diana, you're not like an international sex trafficker and madam of high-class prostitutes. Is that what you're trying to tell me? And then we see a review printed in the Jezebel saying Diana Jenkins' coffee table book is actually a catalog of clients and call girls. So basically what they're saying, you guys, and there's Reddit threads about this, which I got sent a couple. So basically they're saying this, like George Clooney's in this book, you guys. So many like Lisa Rinna's in this book. A lot of people that you would completely know is in this book. Also, I did check the price. It is going for like $500 for a used copy on Amazon right now. So I guess that's the next thing I got to track down is this Room 23 book. But a lot of these people were in this book, and they were saying that actually this book was used as like, you could get the girl from page 3, the girl from page 5, or it kind of was like the call girls and some of the people that use the call girls. So it was kind of like this hidden message in this book, like you could order these girls. That's my understanding. Obviously, this is not true, according to Diana Jenkins, and she is horrified about this, and it is very embarrassing, which I can't imagine it not being embarrassing. I mean, that just seems horrible, right? And so Diana and I talking, and says, it's honestly so ridiculous that I can't believe it's actually could have caught on. It's very, very dangerous. All you have to do is leak a bunch of fake rumors and you destroy somebody's life. It was just a very painful time, but the truth revealed. Everybody knows that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we know. But I will say what Diana is saying, even if we make fun of it, is true. It's what I've been talking about lately a lot, is that we can put any rumor out there and some people will believe it. And that's a really dangerous power. You got to be really careful of that. And I know this is exciting. It's exciting to think that, wow, they made this big, expensive book to sell high-class prostitutes. That's exciting, right? Like, if you heard that, you're like, damn, because your mind races like, wow, could you imagine? They're like, oh, Jeffrey Epstein was weird like that, right? This could be listen, there's enough. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. And Diana, I know, has done a lot of work for charities and all of these kind of things that it almost then undercuts all of that good work that she's done. And I imagine if you're somebody like Diana and this isn't true, it's got to be horrifying. It's really, truly got to be horrifying. And then Dorit at the table still, she's like, do you think, she didn't want to talk about the book? And Rena goes, yeah. And Dorit goes, she didn't want to have the conversation. And Garcelle says, she said we already had it. And I'm like, wait, Diana's still at this table. Is everybody speaking so quiet that nobody can hear anybody? Because I'm hearing everything. And 3 people arrive at the table and everybody's like, oh, what's happening? Kyle's like, what's happening? Oh my God. It annoys me. I don't even know what's happening. And the ceremony presenter says, may we have your attention, please? We're going to arrest Erika Jayne tonight. No, may we have your attention, please? Welcome to your ceremony. We are here to clean your energy. I'm going to need everybody to take their pants off. No, we're here to clean the energy. And Rena goes, oh, thank God. And Garcelle says, where have you been all our lives? The presenter says, first of all, you take a drink. And Erika goes, what is it? And the presenter goes, black tea. And they all take a black tea shot. And Drake goes, to cleaning the energy. In a talking head, Crystal goes, I'm going to down the drink. I'm going to pour it on my head. I'll bathe in it. I will do anything. I mean, I need to cleanse this energy badly. The presenter says, we're going to surround you, clean the energy. They sage, steam, everyone around the table. The ladies close their eyes and stay quiet. Rinna in a talking head goes, I highly doubt this will cleanse the energy and we'll have a good dinner, but I'm here for trying. Why not? Eric in a talking head goes, yeah, there's not enough sage in Sageville to clean this place. That's awesome, Erika. Sage and sage. There's not enough sage in Sageville to cleanse this place. All of a sudden, somebody blows a conch or a conch or however you say it, shell, and Dorit goes, ah! And Kyle's like, ha, 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 ha. They blow it again, and the ladies laugh, and Dorit goes, fuck. And they blow the conch again, very loud. The ladies lose it laughing, and Dorit goes, oh my gracious, great balls of fire. And everybody's like, oh, thank you. We're cleansed. And Dorit's like, I did not expect that. Did that scare anyone else? And Crystal's like, you both really jumped. And Kyle goes, so what did you guys do after surfing? And Erika goes, we chatted. We talked on the beach, the 4 of us. And Garcelle goes, anything interesting? She knows. She's like, and Erika goes, yeah, we talked about last night. And Garcelle goes, oh. And Sun goes, that's fun. And Garcelle goes, and what about last night? And Erika goes, well, we talked about Crystal. Yeah, we talked about Crystal. And I said, for Sutton to say that you're a liar in your friend group, you, Crystal, didn't say anything. I said, if it were me, I would have asked, who said that? And Sutton in a talking head goes, of course, Erika's not going to like what I said. I'll say, I could say that I had a conversation with Jesus himself. And Erika would not like it. Hey, who was that long-haired hippie you were talking to earlier, son? Oh, so that was Jesus Christ.
I thought he was kind of a loser. I didn't like his vibe. You know, I don't want him around.
Sutton goes, this is going to be a fun dinner. Erika goes,
Last night when you sat at the table, you said, Crystal, you talked about other people and there's a group of friends.
Sutton goes, yeah. Erika goes, now that pricked my ears. Oh, here we go. Detective Erika. That pricked my ears. That pricked my ears. That pricked my, oh, shut up.
Because I'm thinking, who is this group of friends and what have they told you about Crystal?
Sutton goes, well,
Now, hold on. One more thing.
I feel like Erika is like trying to be my cousin Vinny in this. Like, did they have a Cadillac? Was there tires on this Cadillac? I'll tell you why, because the 73 Chevy, like Erika's like trying to piece something together, but she's drunk and stupid. So nothing actually even adds up to anything. It's like so stupid. And I'm so livid about so damn livid. Sorry, I just deleted. I'm working up these notes and I'm obviously reading them off my phone and I just deleted them off my phone while I was doing the amazing Jesus meeting Erika Jayne. So let me find my space. Don't worry. Is everybody having a good time? Let's take a moment. Just enjoy each other's company here. So yeah, we're almost there. Damn it. Okay, I gotta cut this. We're gonna hope everyone out there loves long form YouTube podcasts. Okay, so we're just in the thick of it, and so it's like, well, and Eric was like,
Now, hold on. One more thing. How does that fit in here?
and so I goes, because I think when you have a reputation for doing this,
Okay, I guess when you know this,
and Crystal's like, and you know this of me? And Son goes, I know this of you. And Crystal's like, you heard this? And Son goes, it's the same thing that you did to me. Crystal's like, but you heard this. I have heard this, but you don't know this. You've heard it, Crystal said. Crystal in a talking head goes, Sutton has no idea what happened with my friends. In fact, she's never met them and doesn't know them. So I don't want to breathe life into the fact like there's these people who found out that I'm lying because I don't lie. But this is what confuses me too. If this has happened, why would Sutton tell Rinna? Sorry, why would Crystal tell Rinna that she lost 14 friends? If you didn't want to breathe life into this, why would you ever tell Rinna? So somebody's not telling something here correctly. It's very confusing to me. And then Sutton, back to the scene, goes, and all the people at this table, they have heard it as well. And Rinna goes, we've heard it. And Erika goes, are you willing to say who told you? And Sutton goes, well, they're not sitting at this table. And Erika goes, yeah, but why bring it up at all? And Rinna goes, Crystal was very upset today. And Erika goes, Crystal was. And Rinna goes, she was.
For a very long time.
A very long time. Like this parroting, it's so ridiculous. It almost seems like, is this a joke? Like it's like real. It's like freaking frack. It's like, it's crazy. So Erika goes, she said to me, she feels like an easy target. And Kyle goes, why are you a target? And Rinna goes, that's what we were saying today. And Erika goes, and also she feels like anything she says is never going to be good enough. And Kyle in a talking head goes, oh, please. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this. You just don't like Sutton. Just be honest. Erika in her huge Elvis glasses, like, look, I'm not being. And Rinna goes, and we don't need to talk for her. She told me. Sutton in a talking head goes, y'all could have been talking about a lot of things, Lisa and Erika. I don't know, Lisa. Why don't you ask Erika where she is and all her legal stuff? I say, why don't y'all talk about that? And so Garcelle goes, so Crystal, speak up for yourself. If you don't feel like, if you feel like something's happened, and Crystal's like, well, I did that last night. I said, I said, if I, and Garcelle goes, because when you stay quiet, it totally makes it feel like we're ganging up on you. And Crystal goes, I totally understand that sometimes my choice of words might be confusing, and that's on me. And I'm sorry. Like, I'm really trying. And Sutton goes, when you keep attacking my character. And Crystal goes, you're gonna attack my character? And Sutton goes, no. And Crystal goes, that's not true. And Sutton goes, okay, then I will apologize for that. Sutton's getting rattled. I said last night about hearing that, and I have an hearsay. And Erika goes, rumors. And Sutton goes, rumors. That was unfair. Rena nods her approval. And so goes, okay, I'll take back that, but I will not take back that you have done this repeatedly to me. I say, and I need for you to stop that. And Crystal goes, I understand how you feel. And Sun goes, no, I need you to stop that. I say, and I need for you to tell me that you're gonna stop that. And Erika goes, I think she's trying. And Sun goes, I understand how you feel. Is not saying I'm gonna stop that. And Erika goes, let her finish though. And Garcelle goes, Erika, you are bugging the shit out of me. We are the champions, my friends, and we will get. What an amazing moment! Like, it's like this. I just feel like me, like at the sunrise, with my arms outstretched, with arms wide open. I just felt like so free in that moment, Garcelle. I'm so in love with you. My God. Finally, that's truth to power right there. That is what we're talking about. You're bugging the shit out of us collectively. And Erika goes, why? Erika goes, why? And Garcelle goes, because why are you all in this? Let them figure it out. Why shouldn't I be in this? Well, I don't know, Erika. You're poor. I don't. And Garcelle and I talking to her goes, I think Erika is tired of talking about Erika. Guess what, folks? I'm not. And she goes, last year, she didn't talk about anybody but herself. She was focused on her. This year, she is making up for lost time, honey. She is talking about everybody else and getting all in the mix. And Crystal goes, moving forward in our friendship is important to me. And Sun goes, and you're not going to do that to me again. And Crystal goes, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Then say it. Crystal goes, I just said it. Yeah. And the Sun goes, I know, but you need to say it out loud. Everyone can hear it. You're not going to do that again to me. Again, you're not going to do that, Sutton's track. I own a minor league baseball team. Well, come on. Sutton is really rattled. And like, she does get a little out there. She's really on edge. Erika and Rena look at each other like, I hate our plans working. And Diana looks around with her mouth agape. And Crystal goes, I'm not going to do that to you again. And Sutton goes, so that I can trust you. And Crystal goes, I just said it very clearly. It's genuine. Kyle goes, I would take that, Sutton. And Sutton goes, I do want to be friends. I genuinely really like you. And Crystal goes, last night you said you hated me. Then you said you liked me. And Sutton goes, excuse me? And Crystal goes, and then I said, that's not what I said. And Diana goes, you said, I hate you. I like you. And Sutton goes, no. And one night earlier, we do the flashback, and Sutton goes, I like her. I'll say, as much as I hate her, I like her. And Sutton goes, now we're back in the scene. Sutton goes, I said, I hate what you did to me. Not I hate you, which, by the way, we now have heard that's not the case. And Diana goes, but I heard you, room 23. I brought it up to everybody's attention. Here she goes with those clumsy words again. I hate you. I like you. Diana and I are talking to her, goes, what I'm just witnessing is a bacon-eating vegetarian. Oh, here we go again. Bacon eating, baby. She just contradicted herself again. And I'm just realizing there's a lot more to her than I thought. And not in a good way. Sutton goes, here's the thing, Diana. I'm a good person. Diana goes, I did not say you're not. And Sutton goes, let me finish for a second. Diana goes, girl, I've been listening to you like a lot. And I'm trying to find a solution to. Sutton goes, let me finish my sentence, please. And Diana goes, do I have to or do I need to? And Sutton goes, I'm going to finish what I'm saying. I'm a very good person. By the way, I love that, like, I'm going to finish it. What I was about to say was I'm amazing. And Diana goes, you told that to us already. And Sutton goes, yeah, well, I'm going to say it again. Diana goes, how is that helping? And Sutton goes, I'm going to say it again until you can hear me. And Erika goes, son, wait, hold on. You're putting your finger in her face. I want to get a panther ring out of that girl. Please. She's just asking. Diana and I talking to her goes, her reaction is shocking. And I was, like, embarrassing to turn on somebody who's trying to help you. It's really not normal behavior. Not if you're a stable person. Would this be something we would call gaslighting, folks? Is this, are we turning this around and call? But I do have to also say something did kind of seem like she just gets she just doesn't want to be wrong. Like, I don't know. It's wild. Kyle goes, she's actually trying to help diffuse the situation, Sutton. And Crystal goes, okay, diffuse the situation. Donna goes, actually, this is really good because she told me, Sutton, on our first lunch together, that she does not respond well to yelling and she does not like violence. And we flash back to that lunch in Palm Springs. And so I go, I don't mind confrontation, but I don't like screaming. I just don't like that. And Diana goes, so you just screamed at me. And so goes, I gotta take a break. I gotta take a break. She's just like, just explodes. And Kyle goes, okay, take a little break, go to the bathroom. Do you need someone to go with you? And she's like, yeah. And they walk towards the lady room. Eric and Rena are giving each other smug looks. You can see their girl boners just like popping out. And like, we did it. We did it, all right. And so goes, I just want to take a fucking break. I want a break. And Kyle goes, hold on. I want a fucking break. And Kyle goes, hold on, Sutton. It's not even that big a deal. Yes, it is. Take a breath, Sutton. Take a breath. Sutton in a talking head goes, I'm trying to be calm. I am. I just don't want to look like I'm crazy. And Kyle goes, Sutton, stay calm like you did last night. We're back at the table. Drake goes, whatever aggression she was taking out on you, it was misdirected, beep, boop, beep, boop. And in the way you were saying it actually felt extremely genuine and very kind of real. It is funny how these ladies truly give the most space and room to people that they know are extremely wealthy. Like, they're like, I've seen your tax returns, so I can be very nice to you. Yes, I thought you were very genuine and tons of feeling, a lot of emotion. I loved it. Like, they're always sticking up for the people that are like sick wealthy, Um, so Diana begins to cry now, you guys, and Rick goes, what's the matter? And Diana goes, it's all good, babe. It's all the food. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And Drew's like, are you kidding me? And Diana goes, don't worry, I'm good. I promise. Don't try to draw attention to this, please. Diana and I are talking. There goes, this is the most vulnerable I've been in many, many years. I'm full of hormones. When you're hormonal and have all the post-pregnancy hormones, breastfeeding, you're a little more vulnerable, softer, I guess, the softer side of Sears. I usually like to appear like I got it together, even if I don't. Crystal goes, she's genuinely trying to help. I'm sorry. Kyle goes, hold your head high, Sutton. We're back in the bathroom. So goes, I lost it for a second, but now I'm fine. I'm fine. I'll say. And Kyle's like, okay. And Erika back at the table goes, you did nothing wrong, Diana. I so want that Panther ring. And Diana goes, I love you. And Erika goes, I love you. And Garcelle goes, oh, good Lord. I can't. I just can't. Everybody is just way too much. I cannot. I'm eating my artichoke. Garcelle, I just like, this is just amazing. This is right. Like, just like she's watching this fake bullshit. I love you. No, I love you. Like, what are we talking about here? Erika goes, you can't accept any of that energy. You're just trying to do the right thing, honey. Son goes, come back to the table. She goes, hey, look. And to Crystal, we're good. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Sutton to Diana. She goes, oh, I say, I'm sorry for raising my voice. And Erika goes, she started crying. And Sutton goes, well, I'm sorry. I lost my cool. This is a very heated topic. And Erika goes, yeah, I get it. And Sutton goes, and I'm sorry. And Diana goes, no, baby, it's all good. No worries. Diana and Dorit and Crystal go to the ladies' room to freshen up, which I just kind of think, like, what if Sutton had like stress shits? Sutton was like, I'll go get out of here, Kyle. And then cut to the bathroom. She's like, ugh. And then like they're going to the bathroom. Erika's like, somebody didn't let a match. Jesus Christ. Kyle goes, guys, I know you had a moment with Crystal today, and you said she was crying too. She's talking to Crystal, talking to Erika and Rena. And Erika goes, she was crying. And Kyle goes, but you have to understand that she put herself in that position. Garcelle goes, what I don't like is I feel like Crystal just takes it and sort of caves in, her body language, her whole thing. And it makes it feel like we're coming for her as opposed to her standing up for herself. And Kyle goes, that's a victim card. I'm sorry. She wants it like that. And Garcelle says, well, that's exactly what I feel. And Erika goes, really? The both of you think that? And Kyle goes, yes, it's intentional. And Garcelle goes, I do. It's intentional. Kyle and a talking head goes, Crystal wants our sympathy. And to me, that tells me she doesn't really feel comfortable in the group, and maybe that's the best way to get our attention. Guess what? It's not. Kyle is riding Crystal hard, you guys. Erika goes, do you guys really believe that girl Crystal is that manipulative? Because basically that's what you both say. Erika, you really shouldn't be in a conversation about manipulation. Kyle goes, well, what do you believe now that you have the facts? And Erika goes,
Well, I don't think she's ever been challenged like this in any other peer group.
I love how everybody's like, yeah, we're just such a fabulous peer group. We really push people to their limits. Oh, you really have to be a thinker in this group. Oh, like, oh my God, give me a break. The biggest thing about you guys is some of your like credit card limits. Kyle goes, right, exactly. And Eric goes,
That's my point.
and Kyle goes, well, maybe except for those 14 friends that challenged her. And Erica goes,
You believe those 14 friends over her?
and Kyle goes, well, I didn't until I saw this behavior. Kyle in a talking head goes, you hear something like that about someone I let it go in one ear and out the other because it's hearsay and you don't know for sure what's true, but 14 friends drop you like a hot potato? You must have done a little something wrong. Speaking of hot potatoes, I feel like that's what this season is a big hot potato. Like everybody doesn't want the ball. Like, no, I don't want to throw the ball over here. Like, bacon eating vegetarian, throw the ball over here. No, 14 friends over here. They're like, I just don't want, it's like a game of musical chairs. Nobody wants it to fucking stop with the music off and they don't have a chair. Like everybody's trying to throw it to the next person. It's kind of fascinating to watch if you check it out like that. Kyle in a talking head says, Kyle goes, now that gives credibility to what I've been hearing. And Erica goes,
And that were you hearing? And what were you hearing? Because I really don't know what.
and Kyle goes, that she does stuff like this. And Garcelle says that she's not to be trusted. Kyle goes, because it's not black and white. It's murky intentionally. Crystal is talking to Diana in the bathroom, and Crystal's like, you look perfect, I promise. And then Erica goes,
They're coming here. I'm just going to tell you they're walking towards us. So I'm not going to let you say something you don't want to be heard.
oh, you're such a good friend, Erica. Kyle goes, she said that I will never do to you ever again. And now we need to move on. And Sutton goes, no, I'll take it. I'll say. And Garcelle goes, don't say we're great. We're friends, Sutton. And Renee goes, yeah. And Crystal goes, are you talking about our friendship? And Sutton goes, yeah. I mean, we're at a base level. We're going to grow from there. And Crystal goes, okay. And Erica goes,
I'll tell you this. You will get past whatever this is.
She's talking to Crystal.
And you just got to stick up for yourself. And you got to be yourself.
And Dory goes, now I did hear Crystal say tonight, bee-boo, bobby, boo-boo. I'm sorry to me. It felt genuine, and I think you should accept it. And Sun goes, well, I'm willing to start over and really build a friendship because I want to. And Renee goes, lovely. Lovely, the verbal equivalent of a jack off motion. And Kyle goes, throwing her napkin at her. She's like, Renee, shut up. And Garcelle goes, no, but I love that. And Chris, Kyle's like, lovely. And Erica goes,
you're like, I don't care about anything.
And that's the end of the episode. Next time we have some gripping scenes. Kyle to Diana saying, Sutton's talking to you like that really threw you off. And Diana going, with how she came at me, she could have gotten headbutted. I would have loved to see a headbutt in one of these. The first housewife to headbutt goes in the Hall of Fame, period. Garcelle goes, well, Denise is coming to my birthday party, and I can't believe you're not going to even be there. Talisa Renner goes, I did reach out to Denise about a month ago. And then another scene where Dorit goes, welcome to your boat. And Diana goes, I got stung by jellyfish. And then Erica going,
you want me to pee on her?
And then we see Erica getting lit. She goes,
I'm lit.
And she's hammered, and everybody's like, she's wasted. And she's like,
I used to have a boat. It was called illegal.
You guys, this was way, way too long, but I hope you found some enjoyment with it. I really do. I think this is fun, and I hope it was for you. Thank you for going with me on all of these journeys. I really do appreciate it as my rotating desk goes up and down. That's a YouTube clip. Thank you for joining me on YouTube. If you have, it's a new medium for us, and we're really putting our best foot forward, or trying to. But just thank you guys for this journey. Thank you for letting me be in any aspect of your life. I hope you have the best weekend. What do we always say? Go out and do something amazing. Get drunk, eat some good food, drink some water, kiss somebody, dance, spend some time by yourself, read a book, watch something good on TV, play with your kids, play with your animals, whatever you need to do to get yourself at a good place. And once again, thank you for letting me be a part of it. I will talk to you again on Monday. If you're on the Patreon, I'll talk to you again this weekend. Bye.